Last comic standing.
Yeah.
Huh.
We are up.
Didn't Roseanne do that?
No.
She judged it one year.
Yeah, she was a judge, that's right.
Yeah, but she wasn't.
Yeah, she judged it with one of those brothers. Those three brothers that are really famous. They're funny.
Three funny brothers. Who the hell remember them? Mojo and Curly,
The tenors?
Low Mary and Curly.
They came from that TV show that Jennifer Lopez with the dancer on or something. I never watched it.
Oh, the Wayans brothers. I love those freaking guys.
They are
I
hysterical.
love the Wayans. They're my faves, man.
In Living Color.
Salisbury he's not done
I never
live in
saw that.
weeks.
Oh
because
my
he's
God,
not been
it's
available.
fine.
It's not
You
our
can probably
fault.
find it on
Anyway,
Hulu or
he
anywhere.
can't do the third hour.
That's where Jim
Do
Carrey
I
got
just
his
need to
start.
tell him sorry?
No.
we can't
Oh,
do it.
yeah.
I knew a bunch of them.
He was
did.
just a character actor on there. It's like,
Okay.
it was kind of like Saturday Night Live,
You
but
know
they
it.
did have the
Yeah, so
Fly
I can
Girls,
schedule
which
him in
was
the 11
Jennifer.
o'clock or whatever.
Okay.
In Living Color. Watch as the team tickle down.
Sounds like you've watched it once or twice.
Oh my God, I've seen every episode numerous times.
So Tom, do you have a financial planner?
We used to follow.
You wanna talk
I
to
use Pat.
somebody?
I use Mark for my for our fund. I mean, I just mirror what he does as far as day trading. But as far as my overall account, I have a place called
and right after
Austin Capital.
Married with Children.
It's just a big stuff. The guy is just a genius, and all he does is fund investing. It's not what he does. So it's a modest but steady returns I usually get.
All right.
My retirement's with them, and my other money's with them. But
I just want somebody to look at the overall picture and say, here's where you want to get to in 10 years.
Pat is a
What's
very
the plan?
honest. He's a very honest, good guy to do that with. So is APO Financial. Those guys are on the referral list.
Okay,
APO, they're really good people.
thanks.
In fact, I would call John and from the APO Financial.
I call APO.
They're
Okay.
really good people.
Just sit down with them. But you want to sit on something like that, you want to meet with at least 2 or 3 people, Bob.
That's right.
Okay.
And make sure the main thing is they are
When do I do
fiduciary,
Lazaro, bro?
and they've been doing it a while.
Okay.
They have to have the interest for you beyond
Did you say 2 minutes? 1 minute.
I'll tell you who's got
Long
a pretty
or short?
good managed service now that you say that. The
I
guys
love
I deal
Dr.
with
Patty
in
and Dr. Lisa
Ameritrade.
at Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center.
And they're
but not
pretty,
as much as my husband Chuck.
You could be
So
very
one day, I'm
conservative,
sitting
you
at
could
work,
be
and
anything.
Boom. My hearing
I'll
stopped.
send you the
It
guy's
just
name.
went just like that.
No, they've got a great managed service.
Is that what you're doing?
Schwab had pretty
You
good
have Joe Lazaro at the headline.
If you don't have it, feel blessed.
Talk, bro!
15
Talk to me.
years,
What
I
is
had
it,
no
managed
idea
service?
what to do about it.
Yeah.
And then I met
Okay.
Dr.
But
Patty.
you don't.
They knew exactly what to do about it.
No,
And my tinnitus.
yeah, you
the
have a
last
list.
week
I don't have
normal
a
tinnitus.
It's one of those things you want to talk to numerous people about.
Oh, no, that's different.
Ameritrade, the
Joe
people
would have
Dr.
listed
Lisa,
the least.
It's gone.
But
Right.
their managed service.
20 seconds to a commercial, guys. 20 seconds to a live commercial.
You're killing it.
Yeah, that's what I haven't been able to hear because it's so overpowering.
Stop suffering. Call
Crazy.
Dr. Patty and Dr. Lisa at Colorado Tinnitus and
I
Hearing
know.
Center
All right,
at 303-534-0163 or
They're not
online
used to
at
the headlines.
healthforringing.com.
Hello, let's talk about Joe Lazaro. If you are in trouble, he's a criminal defense attorney. Listen, I don't want to make light of drinking and driving. A lot of people do it not intentionally because they're drunks. They think they can calculate. And they say, oh, I only had a few drinks here and there. If you're in trouble, whether you're an idiot or you made a mistake or you miscalculated or maybe you're falsely accused, all of those things are possible. Joseph A. Lazaro, DUI defense. He also does other defenses. Listen, life is complicated. If you need an attorney, Joseph A. Lazaro, attorney at law, has been with us for 20 years or more, serving our listeners. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. His website is lazzara.legal.com. Lazzara. That's 2 Z's and 1 R. lazzaralegal.com. 303-429-6200.
If you have hail problems, listen to Insurance Claims Radio every Sunday on KL at 3 o'clock for answers.
So, Bonnie, life is good.
Yeah.
Racquetball.
We've got a summer full of trips coming up. I'm happy. How about you?
A summer full of what?
Trips.
Oh, rich. See, you're at a point in life where you're rich and you travel and take off.
Not exactly, but I'm thinking I better do it now while I can. I got tickets to the Tony Awards.
Are you shitting me?
No,
How do you do that?
I didn't know that it was possible. I looked a couple months ago and it turns out,
Where are the seats?
they're like in the second mezzanine at Radio City Music Hall.
Come
But I'm
on.
there.
Go, go, go.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Listen, this is a show unlike any other show, okay? So if you're new in town, great. If you've been around a long time, just know you can call at any time, day or night, even if the show's not on the air. But if the show's on the air, this number will come straight to us. No matter what, we promise we will get back to each and every one of you. Please leave contact information. We don't get back to margin writers. Margin writers are those people who write letters to you, and when they run out of space on the end, they go up the margins and down the margins. Those are weird people. So if you're not weird, we'll get back to you. In fact, if we're doubtful whether you're weird or not, we'll get back to you anyway. I'm just kidding. Really, call us. Problems, questions, complaints, someone lied to you, cheated you, ripped you off. 303-MARTINO. Isn't that great? You have one number. You remember that number. And that's going to be easy. MARTINO. Problem is, as Mark takes over, he can't do you can't do 303 major because you don't have enough letters. 303 Martino. And besides, people will spell your name wrong. They're going to spell it like major, you know. Anyway.
I could change my last name.
Yeah. Make it Italian. Majoroni. Major or whatever. Majorino or something. Make it 7 letters. Martino. 303 Martino. 24/7. I'm serious. And then leave a message. Now, right here on the air now, and if you're listening in Denver, it's 303. And, of course, Colorado Springs on our KRDO affiliate or online. You can always call 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have a huge online audience, huge streaming audience, a huge, podcast audience. So always look for us and contact us. No matter where you are, we can help you. We really can. We had a discussion about, the Denver elections yesterday and Proposition 300, some other things. Magic mushrooms, we said, went down in defeat. It was close. I think somebody said it was close. They actually approved magic mushrooms. I'm not sure what signal is Denver. Well, we're not the only ones with marijuana. We were one of the first.
Well, Tom, they just decriminalized it. It's not like we're gonna get mushroom shops now.
But maybe that is the right thing to do. I mean, seriously, if people are doing mushrooms and pot and this stuff, I mean, maybe that is the right thing to do. There are some people who believe you should decriminalize all drug offenses. They call them victimless. I don't think they're victimless, but I guess, listen, what do you think? Does it bother you that the magic mushrooms are decriminalized?
I don't think it's good for Denver, as far as my personal opinion. I don't know. I don't really care about mushrooms either way, but
what's happening?
About heroin? Where do you draw the line?
What's happening in this country in general? Okay, Proposition 300 would have opened up public grounds to anyone who wants to camp. You couldn't tell them to move. You couldn't ask. You couldn't do anything about it. Now, on the surface, it's called right to survive, and let's face it, we'd have to do something about homeless. We do. We have to do something. But what are we doing? California basically has legislated themselves into a financial ruination. It's basically anything goes in California. Is that what's happening here in Colorado? I'm not here, by the way, talking politically. I'm talking financially. What's going on? Do you like the state of affairs? And magic mushrooms, I guess I don't care if they're decriminalized. They're trying to unclutter the court system. I'm Tom Martino. Welcome. 303-713-TALK.
Have you ever tried them?
713-8255. I've never, not even my early
days. How about LSD? I thought when you were like in
Yeah, I'm not proud of it. And I don't like saying to kids, yeah, I did it, because then they think, oh, well, he tried it, I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Is it hypocritical to say, I don't want you to go near that stuff, and then when you were young, you tried stuff like that? I did try, so LSD, marijuana, and, speed, and I don't want to make myself sound like an apothecary, but I did have my share of pharmaceuticals.
Well, hell, you went to Woodstock. You probably did them all in one day.
No, Woodstock was a great experience, the original Woodstock, by the way. So listen, folks, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255 is the number. We have Bonnie Shields with us, an attorney at law who does divorces. Now, speaking of cluttering up the courts, honest to God, Divorces are the most contentious, ridiculous things. Here's what I think, and I mean this absolutely sincerely. They should not allow divorces to do anything but mediation. I believe mediation should be the only way to do a divorce. And you can't now obviously if the party refuses to mediate, why would they go to court? Because they would be subpoenaed. In other words, Bonnie, if a person, and by the way, I'm going to get to your calls, I promise. Bonnie, if a person refuses to participate in mediation, they can. What if they refuse to participate in a divorce court proceeding? Are they held in contempt?
No, usually if they don't show up or they don't participate, the other person presents one side and the judge only hears one side. But mediation's mandatory in all divorce cases, at least in the counties around Denver that I practice in. Some people go in good faith and really try to work it out, and some just show up and, don't put any effort into it and put in their 2 hours and tell the court they mediated it so they can have their hearing. I had an attorney...
But, I mean, what happens if they flat out refuse? I mean,
if they refuse, the court can find them in contempt for that.
Okay, do people ever refuse?
To mediate?
To do anything?
Oh, yes, I've had a couple of those.
Okay, then can you get default judgments or whatever they call it, default rulings?
I had one once. He said he wasn't going to participate. So we had a final hearing without him.
And you got what you wanted?
You asked for something reasonable. You don't get ridiculous.
So I believe then they should make mediation mandatory. I don't just mean first. I mean, why wouldn't that work? Just make it mandatory. What's wrong? Mediation can come to agreements quicker and better.
Sure, and it is mandatory. It's just
no, I mean
some people
really
aren't going to really go in there and work it out.
No, I'm talking about mandatory in that there is no court option.
Oh, that you have
serious.
To work it out in
yeah.
mediation?
What would be wrong with that?
What's wrong with that is sometimes you've got one or both people that are never going to come to an agreement, and they deserve to have.
Isn't that where the mediator can come in and become an arbitrator?
Only if both those people agree to it.
Yeah, this is... anyway, I think that the whole idea is the courts are crowded. It's ridiculous. It's expensive. Okay, Peter, you have something to say. Go ahead, Peter. Welcome.
Yeah. Art of Granite, they just put in my last piece of marble, and they've done a great job. It was... The whole remodel has taken over a year. It's been a whole nightmare, which you guys have helped me with quite a bit. But Art of Granite was there from the beginning. Got it done, got things done right. They were patient. I mean, it's over a year, and they finally just put the last piece in. So I just want to say that they've done a great job, and they're great to use.
Okay, thank you. He was talking about Art of Granite. I love Mitch Floria. Listen, man, I really, honest to God, believe in every single person on my referral list. I am the name and face, along with Mark and Suzanne and Daphne and Dan and all the rest of us. We truly interact with these people every day. Shanna, what's happening?
Hello.
Hi, Shanna. How can we help you, I hope?
So, basically, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to go inside. I was throwing my trash out.
Well, we can come back to you if you want, or you can tell us. What do you want to do?
I'm fine.
All right.
So, basically, my husband and I, we were late on our January and February month rent. We came on hard times. We got, $35,000 stolen from us. So thankfully, our landlord, he let us stay in the house, and we have late fees accrued. We came to an agreement. We have been making partial payments. We weren't able to make our last full payment.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk numbers. What is your rent?
It's $2,100 a month.
Oh, my God. What are you renting?
We have a 5-bedroom house.
Oh, and so when was the last rent? When was the first time you were late?
Okay, we were late in January. We weren't able to pay January or February.
Wait, at all? You didn't pay January or February at all?
No. Well, we eventually did. We got $35,000 stolen from us. But
Shanna, right now, I understand there's some reasons, but I just need to get the raw facts. So you basically were late for January and February. When did you pay January and February?
We paid February 26th.
But you paid both of them?
Yes. And
okay.
We have been current since then.
What's that?
We have been current since then.
Oh, okay. So you've been current since that time. And how much late did you pay? $500?
No, we are up to over $1,500.
See, I don't understand it. You were current since February 26th. On February 26th, you paid January and February, right?
Yes.
When did you pay? When did you pay March?
On time. We paid March on time.
Then why do late fees? Did you pay the late fees at that time?
So we paid most of our late fees.
Okay, what at the very first time on February 26th, what were the late fees on that date?
$1,400.
Okay, so you already had a $1,400 late fee.
Yes.
And so on February 26th, you paid 2 months' rent plus how much of the late fee?
We paid $1,000.
Got it. Hold on. Now that's what I need. Listen, I know a lot of people have excuses and reasons. That's fine, and I'm going to talk to you about it. But what I really need to know at first is the situation. I got it. Hang on. And any of your problems, questions, complaints we'll take. We also have Bonnie Shields. Any divorce questions, child support, mediation problems, anything you want to know about divorce, let's get down and dirty on it. 303-713-TALK.
There's a few slow spots that remain.
Yeah, but I'm going to give out the number when I come back in content, and then it's going to be the same.
Go back off highway, crash reported there. Watch out for police on the scene.
Why do Deputy's having a problem with the garage door? I don't know if it's mine or if it's the new one or the... Honey, just tell me first. Your house or the
normally do handles, you know, or wrap.
Okay, now, there is a way to open it. Just close it and open it.
I love it. Now, will it, so mine is different than Ross's. Ross's has the little lines in it, so I don't know.
What do you mean the little lines? The furries?
No, not furries, but it has a bunch of like, mine is smooth. His has got it like, say, like all these here, like here's the wrap. It's got all this grip lines in there. You'll see it.
So this is what I was looking at.
Yeah, that's what Ross has. So if mine gets like full of stuff, I don't know if it'll get non-sticky.
Owning a small business.
But right now, I absolutely love it.
You noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Losing business to the competition. So I started hiring.
You know what else I'm going to buy since I'm on here? I'm going to buy more headbands. I'm going to find more cheapies and then just have them. And then I can throw 20 of them in the wash all at once.
And where you notice is when the ball hits on this
Mine
part.
too is going to be asking you, is there a way to speed up the divorce?
This part of the head.
He hasn't seen her in 6 years, and I think now he's
You get
ready
that part of the
to.
head.
Because I was like, with you, I was like, yeah, because when you're divorcing, you just want to get it over with.
And that's where I notice where it hits on that. So you don't have to have a.
What did you make of those fucking, that weird thing on that racket?
They used to have things on tennis rackets like that to keep the vibration. I'm not good enough at that.
That was a $300 racquetball racket.
Myinsurance.com.
I'm going, is it really?
Yeah, I'm going, fuck, mine was like $28.
I know.
$300.
Maybe it'll make
If it improved my game 300 times, I'd buy it. But
Buy it, try it.
yeah.
Send it back.
Actually, with Amazon, I'll just send that shit back.
Join the Voices for Recovery. Strengthen families.
I don't, like say, my rackets.
I want cheap Chinese headbands.
Mine's probably 10 years old.
Disorders, including prevention
I don't
and
like
treatment
those weird
referrals
ones.
for you or someone you know. Call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human
I don't know what's changed.
If you owe money to the IRS,
I don't know if anything can help your game.
by garnishing paychecks and tax debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. Call
Hey.
Optima Tax.
Are you guys pretty much evenly matched?
No, he beats me the majority of the time.
Save you thousands of
Dan, have you been playing longer?
Over $500 million.
He was playing tournaments and shit this year.
No, not tournaments.
No, but I mean earlier in your life, did you
I
play?
didn't start playing racquetball until I was probably
1575.
23. No, not 20, 28, 30.
You know, that's a long time ago, but it's not, I mean,
But then I hadn't played in 10 years.
yeah. I have never played really, never.
Never?
Just, here's how I play. Hey, you want to play racquetball? Okay. I mean, that's how I play.
And you
I
hit
mean,
around the ball.
in other words, I have never actually pursued it.
Never
Never.
we used to play you for money.
No, I think you would be sadly frustrated with me for my inability, because don't you get frustrated if people can't hit it back and forth?
Oh, yeah. But like I say, you just got to go out there and do it.
I would love to, but I'm so bad that I'm afraid that I need someone more my level.
It's amazing how fast you pick up stuff.
And again, there's something that I don't think you can fathom when I tell you I don't have endurance. I mean, I'm telling you, I get too winded.
Yeah, but you can push
But there's
through
nothing
that.
wrong with me because I've had all the tests and stuff.
You should see how many fat guys play. They're great.
Okay, I'd like to come with you one afternoon and watch. What do I have to pay to watch? I don't have to pay.
We just get.
But if I want to like come with a rack and just have some fun in between your games, how much is that?
My team and I go above and beyond.
No, you don't
taking
have
time to ensure you feel safe at
We'll
my
tell the
office
guys at the
and are
front desk, look
confident
that
in
way.
receiving the care you need to have a beautiful, vibrant smile.
Maybe
that
you can take a
deserve.
steam while we're playing
At Barrett's
racquetball.
Dental, we offer total dental solutions, which means we can
Maybe the
handle
old guys.
all aspects of your
Mark, we
care
should
in
have
one
this guy
safe
on our list.
location
Who?
without the need to
Barrett's.
refer you out
Who's
to
Barrett's?
the
This guy,
doctor's
he's
office.
such a
Oh,
good
the doctor.
If you
He's
feel
been
safe
around
at my
forever.
office, it's the last place you'll have to visit for honest and excellent dental care. We can solve your
I don't know,
problems
I
no
like
matter
Dr.
how
Kelly.
complex they are. Call my office today to set up a free
What are those called,
consultation.
headbands?
We'll take great care of you. If you're looking for a safe
See, there's a
place for
lot
your
of
dental
$30
care,
racks.
call Barrett's
Oh, there's a ton of them.
at 303.
That's my whole point. What the hell's the difference between those and the $300? I mean, what are they made out of? These things, graphite?
K-How, and you'll receive
I don't know.
50% off
Mine's
on the
titanium.
first
It might be
$1,000 in
old.
dental services.
Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear a libertarian at
You
his
gotta be good
best.
to know its
Ross
differences.
Kaminsky, tomorrow morning, 5
Like
to
a
10.
golf
If
clubs.
Denver's
You see
talking
people
about
will
it,
spend
you'll hear it on
$1,500,
630
$2,000 on golf clubs.
Easily. I've heard of people spending $400-500 on.
I'm Tom Martino. This hour brought to you by none other than Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I have a true love for Frank as a person because I've seen him operate and to the benefit of everyone. This guy is so good that as a person you can trust him with all of your elements of the transaction. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Am I saying he's the only guy around? No, of course not. But I've never seen anyone with this level of service and efficiency and tenaciousness and ability to negotiate. I'm not a delegator normally. Mark's not a delegator. We have both totally delegated everything to him when we do stuff. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Okay, we have open lines at 303-713-TALK. James has a question for Bonnie Shields. Shanna, we are checking on a couple things here. It has to do with late fees. I want to know about accrual and stuff. I'm going to get right back to you, I promise. We have your situation under hand, but there's one little item I want to check on as far as what people are allowed to do with late fees before they become unconscionable. So hang on. James, what is your question for Bonnie Shields? Family law attorney.
Yeah, Tom, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, thanks, man.
All right. So my question is there any way I can expedite this whole 90-day waiting period to finalize my divorce?
You know what? Everyone asks that. A lot of people want to move on, even when both parties want to. Will they let you, Bonnie?
No.
Never.
It's 21 days from the date the other person is served.
No. That's for response.
I mean, not
time.
21. It has to be over 91 days. So
yeah, you were talking response. But as far as even if both of you file and say we don't care, they make it.
You turn in all your paperwork the same day you file, and no, the court has no jurisdiction to grant your divorce until that waiting period has gone by.
But can you still move on with, like, during that 90-day period? If he won the lottery, what would happen?
It's marital property.
Oh no. Come on, after you've already filed and made a property settlement?
I would think it's certainly up for grabs. I would think there could be a problem there.
So anyway, what do you want to do? What's your situation?
Well, I haven't seen her in over 6 years. I've been in a relationship ever since.
But why now then? Then why now? If you haven't seen her in 6 years, why is the 90-day period such an obstacle?
I'm actually expecting my first kid here soon.
And you want to be married before?
Yeah, I would like to get her, on my own insurance. And
you can still do that.
Okay.
You know, ceremonies and licenses don't constitute a marriage in Colorado or most anywhere, right, Bonnie? Can't he still put her on his insurance as a common law wife?
Well, no, because you can't be married to two people at the same time. Common law marriage is the same as a marriage. It's a marriage.
So it would be considered. Oh, but what if he puts her
I don't know if you can put her on as
Can you
some
put
other
a girlfriend on?
I don't know. I think that might be up to that health insurance.
You know,
what the
that's
policies
true.
are.
You know what? Can we ask? I want to ask John Jones this because I've had this question for a long time. I really have. Integra Insurance, they're our insurance brokers. But anyway, that's going to pose a big problem for you. I can see that because you want to get that birth covered, right?
Correct.
Let's see what options we can come up with.
I would think the baby would be covered. James, when is the baby due?
Why would the baby be covered? Because it's his.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah.
December 18th is the due date.
Well, when is your?
You've got time.
When is your 90 days up?
From what I'm ballparking, around the middle of August.
Why? Why?
I filed again on the 1st. This is I've gone round and round with trying to get her served.
On the first of what?
First of May.
Well then, Bonnie, when does it start counting?
It starts counting from when she's served. So if you don't know where she is,
did you get her served?
The paperwork has already been filed with the court.
Has she been served? When was she served?
Several weeks ago.
Then why do you think 90 days? So you got May, June, and oh, you're right, August. He is right, Dan. I'm hollering at the guy, and he's right.
So are you sure she was served, or is the court serving her by publication?
So I mailed her the paperwork. She signed the paperwork and returned it. It's already been filed with my paralegal. It's been filed with the courts. I was just curious if there's any way I could actually expedite that.
Just hold on one sec, okay? You can't expedite it. That's bottom line, okay? But what we can do is get you some information on insurance really quickly.
I didn't understand that coverage real quick. So if someone, Bonnie, if someone is married and they have an affair and knock up some other girl, if you will, that kid would be covered, you think?
Yes, it's his biological child.
Because it's his kid.
Yeah.
I think so.
Let's talk to John Jones at Integra Insurance. John, thank you for being here. By the way, Integra Insurance, insurance brokers, doesn't add a penny to what you do, and it saves you money most of the time. I would never do health insurance without him. But, John, if he has an HR plan, James, your health insurance is provided by your employer?
Yes.
Okay.
Once I get on that.
Well, when are you going to get on it?
Soon, because I'm currently actually covered under the VA.
But why are you not covered by your employer right now? I'm just curious.
I just never got around to it, never did it.
Oh, okay. So you're going to sign up for that. Now, John Jones, when in general, I'm asking, when an employer offers health insurance, okay? John?
Yeah, I'm still here, Tom. Yeah.
When an employer offers health insurance, what requirements are there for people that he or she want to add? For example, if Deputy Dan is working and I provide him health insurance, can he sign up his girlfriend to be part of it if he's willing to pay the extra cost and premium?
Normally it's during an open enrollment period that they have where they can add people into that group plan.
Hold on. But okay, let's not talk about enrollment right now. Let's just talk about the adding. Does Dan have to be married to that person if he's willing to put them on his plan and pay for it?
I would think there'd have to be at least a common law there.
Well, when you say you think, John, I don't mean to challenge you, but how do we?
Can be just a girlfriend.
Yeah, well, she's pregnant, okay, and he made her pregnant, but he's married legally to someone else, and the divorce is not going to become final until, let's just put it that way. So here's what I need to know. If he can't marry this woman because of the other marriage still going through a divorce, do they care if you're married? Can you be partners? Can you just be partners? If I'm willing to pay for my girlfriend, and can I add her to the policy, or does it say there must be a marriage?
I would think, and once again, think here.
Can we find out then?
I can find that out.
Yeah, I know you can.
Tom, and I can call, but my gut feeling here is that no, he could not add that girlfriend to the policy.
Okay.
Technically, if this is his child now.
Hold on. We have Matt, too. Let's talk. Matt, you have a comment. Go ahead. You're still on, John. Go ahead, Matt.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
So in Colorado, you can have a domestic partner relationship and get that person covered under the insurance policy, provided that you are both residing at the same residence.
But what if you're married?
Situation.
Okay, you have a domestic partner. Now, but what if you're married to someone else?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
in that situation.
Yeah.
No, but you can, and I think it is probably also a fact of that. You know, the specific policy and company has to offer that.
Right.
We are with United Healthcare. I know they do have that through my girlfriend.
It's called
company.
It's called a domestic partnership there, and they'll cover her.
Right, and I think it all came about due to the recognition of gay marriage.
Right,
They,
right. And
they
before
had to be fair to everybody.
Before gay marriage, they were recognizing gay partners, and that's why they opened it up to heterosexual partners, because you're right, it's logical. So they figured if you live together and have a domestic relationship, then yes, she or he can be covered. But John, what about if that person is legally still married to someone else? That's the question. And if you could find that out, okay, so here's the situation. James has a girlfriend living with him, pregnant. Can he put her on his insurance? Can he call it a domestic partnership if he is legally married to someone else going through a divorce?
I will find that out.
Thanks, John.
I've never been asked that
because that's a
question
mouthful.
before.
That's a mouthful.
But I will give you a call back here in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh, that would be right. That would be great.
And have that answer. And if he would like to call me also.
Yeah.
Here at the office.
Yeah, we will do that. Hold on a sec. I'll give the number. But what I want to do is I want to make it also clear, John, if you could also find out in general how to add someone to your insurance, what the relationship has to be. For example, if a grandparent brings in a child, or if I am fostering a child, I'd like to know that too. 303-466-5500 is Integra Insurance. 303-466-5500. They're great people. We have more coming up, and I'll get to all of your calls, I promise you, right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Good question.
It's crazy. I still don't get that his kid would be covered. So if a guy knocked up 20 more women,
I'm sorry, Mark, what were you saying?
if a guy knocks up 20 women, the fucking health insurance has to pay for
But he has to pay
20
for it.
babies.
He has to pay for it. He has to pay the premiums. Mark, he has to pay the premiums.
His side.
He has to pay the premiums.
I thought kids were automatically added onto health before they were born.
No,
Or after they were born. I'm almost sure that's correct.
but I think you have to pay. They can charge you for a family coverage. They can cover you if they want, but there are a lot of policies. When I was shopping for the network, I wanted to know, is there a possibility we all get it cheaper? You can have a policy where you pay everything, or you can have a policy where you pay just for the employee, which is right, and then they pay extras. But we'll ask John. Let's ask John.
Mortgage experience. Visit RocketMortgage.com. Licensed in 50 states.
Because they're not people yet.
Okay, hold on.
3030.
I think so.
There are two things I want to get across about Centeno Schultz. First, Dr. Centeno was the first one to invent stem cell therapy in a clinical setting, okay? And therefore, that's the clinic I recommend for living stem cell treatments. So that's the number one. And you don't settle for those those chiropractors with fake stem cell therapy, okay? Basically, any fluids that are shipped in, you won't get living stem cells. That's it. Now, the next point I want to make is that you can find out everything you want to know about stem cell therapy free of charge, and you can get evaluated, and you can have even them look at your MRIs or get ultrasound at their free seminars. Go to this, thestemcellexperts.com, to find out more. Thestemcellexperts.com, or call them at 303-963-9201. That's 963-9201.
What does it
But they do have rights. Unborn children do have rights. You can leave inheritance.
It has nothing to what I'm saying there. I get that. What I'm saying is, I don't think you add a kid to your health insurance.
Let's find out.
Till after the kid is born.
Well, because they might
Who
need
said,
to make the...
oh, no, you're right. I'm not...
So if I knock up 20 women, they've got to cover 20 kids?
Mark. I wasn't saying the maternity is covered. It's not. The child would be covered.
That's what I'm saying. So I would have 20 kids by 20 women all
if
covered.
you add them.
made sense to us?
You have to add them.
I don't think you add them till after 30 days or something.
Okay.
So they have to cover the kid the first 30 days.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
So it's here, all health insurance, marketplace, and Medicaid plans cover pregnancy and childhood.
Yeah, but if
That's not what we're saying.
That's not what we're saying at all, because it's not his
This
pregnancy.
means that after you have your baby.
He wouldn't cover the pregnancy.
Pro Auto Care, I love.
I will bet you they do prenatal.
But not for, maybe not for her, though. That's the point we're trying to make.
Professional, affordable alternative to the dealership and chain repair shops.
For her, I don't think she'd be covered at all. Ironically, the baby would be covered.
Right. But you're asking this, would they automatically have to cover that baby the first 30 days?
If there's 20 of them.
Right.
Not just one, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Some extraordinary circumstance. Who was a basketball player that had like a million women?
Was it Will Chamberlain?
Yeah. I mean, this guy's insurance company must have been off the charts.
No, who argued? I mean, who made the point about?
Bronco that had 9 kids.
Actually, we had a Broncos running back.
Say that again?
There was a Denver Bronco that had 9 kids.
Yeah,
8 wives.
Broncos running back. Yeah.
9 kids and 8 wives.
That's crazy.
So you should have had some kind of monthly payment with a guy like that.
I should. I need one of those clients.
$800 a
I'm
month.
seeing you again for wife number.
You would have everything just in a boilerplate in the folder. Okay, sign here.
I don't think I've ever had anybody come back more than twice.
Twice is pretty good, though.
Yeah, I've only had 2 of those.
I'll tell you, have you ever had one where the divorce ends up in a remarriage to the same person?
Oh, yeah.
That is so
Wait,
wild.
so two divorces from the same person?
It happens more than you think,
Yeah,
right?
I shouldn't say that like it's been a lot. I've had probably 1 or 2.
They can help you with that
Do
consolidation.
they do a prenup the second time around?
There's nothing to fucking take.
I've had it where I represented wife and then husband got remarried and came to me for his next divorce. And wife had to approve that I could. They were very civil. She said, yeah, you can use her for that. So I represented them both in different divorces.
Okay, guys. If you're looking for a guaranteed price to come and find any problem in your home with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains, I can recommend no one better than Fix It 24/7. I love George in the gang. I've known him for so many years. Fix It 24/7 to find any problem, $39, and you get a complete written estimate. No obligation. However, if you do have the work done, and it will be extraordinary work at a great value, totally guaranteed, you get that $39 taken off. So that call becomes free if you get the work done. But no matter what, you decided you want to spend more than $39 for any problem. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com.
You gonna go up too?
6:30.
I do not like the one I have. It's
Suzanne, I know we can
it's
bust
breaking
another board
down.
up, but are we allowed to shoot the thing now?
You get that grip.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Bonnie Shields is with us, and James has a question for her. Jill first has some kudos. Go ahead, Jill. What's going on?
Hey, I just wanted to call in and give you some good news.
What's some good? Good. I want to hear good news.
There's a little bit of story in front of it. We went to sell our home, listed with a different company. 45 days, no contract. We went with Frank Duran. In 45 days, he sold 2 of our homes.
Oh my good! You know, that's the real deal. He does so much proactive marketing. You know, a lot of people, I call them listing whores. They just list. They put up signs and let everyone else sell their homes because they want to get the co-op. Frank sells most of his own listings. It's amazing.
Oh yes, it is amazing. He treated us. We couldn't have been treated better.
Did you feel seriously like, wait a minute, does he have other customers? Did you feel that way?
Yes, I did.
I know.
He called me every day. Every day I heard from him.
I wonder if he cloned himself, and there's really 50 of them. Anyway, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Wow, 303-920-1622. That was totally unsolicited. Now, Shanna, I looked at this, and unfortunately, there is no limit for late fees, but they do have to be disclosed in contract. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Here's what happened with Shanna. Shanna moved into a place, $2,100 a month rent. They had some problems and had some money stolen from them, so they were late for January and February. At the end of February, they paid January and February, plus they paid $1,000 toward a $1,400 late fee. What I want to know is this. As a result of that, you had a $400 balance for your late fee. Did they accept, this is what I want to know, did they accept March's rent, or did they first take the money out for the late fee and call March rent short.
No, and I got
What
it
did
wrong.
they do? Oh, go ahead. What did you get wrong?
We were only able to pay $300 towards a $1,700 late fee.
God, $1,700 seems
yeah.
excessive for 2 months late.
I know, and that's what I was calling it and wondering is if there's a cap on what they can charge.
Not that I could find now.
Okay.
However, is it fully disclosed how they calculate that? It has to be fully disclosed.
It's not really fully disclosed. I've been going over the lease, and it does say that they can continue to pursue the late fees. I was just wondering.
Shanna, that's not what I'm asking. This is very important. Okay, listen carefully. You truly must see in that lease what the late. There must be something that says the amount. They can't arbitrarily put the amount in. They must say 10%, or they must say 10% of amount due plus 2% daily. There has to be something. So
so that's $75 the first day, and then $20 a day until it's.
So
paid.
when you add it all up, does it truly come out to $1,700?
Now it's more.
No, I'm asking you. The first time they assessed it, was it according to lease?
Yes.
Okay, and since then, they're taking the amount due, which is still $1,400 due. Are they calculating a late fee on that every day?
Yes.
God
damn, that's hard. It's getting pretty hard to just because we have 3 kids and it's just
you're getting into one of these payday loan circles where it's almost impossible to get out of it.
Exactly, and that's what I was just wondering is if they can just continue to charge $20 a day.
Don't you have a credit card or something where you can get that $1,400?
No, unfortunately not at the moment because we just got $35,000 stolen from us. And
by the way, how was that stolen? Perhaps I can help you there. I just want to remind people, 303-713-TALK. We do have lines open, and you can get right through. 303-713-8255. How was $35,000 taken from you?
So basically, we have a tool trailer, and it was up on a job site in Gypsum, Colorado. We can't prove who stole it, but we know who stole it, unfortunately.
What do you guys do?
Yeah, what do you do?
We do steel erecting.
What is that, steel buildings?
Yes.
For who? For various companies?
Yeah, for various companies. We are subcontractors.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, I want your info, by the way.
Yeah, we need people like you. So you guys do this for companies. You erect steel buildings. Your tool trailer was there. And how do you know who it is?
Basically, we were doing a building for a man up there in Gypsum, and he was shady from the start. We found out a whole bunch of negative stuff about him afterwards. Basically, we were in Florida on a vacation, and our trailer got stolen with $35,000 worth of our tools in it. And the very next day, he calls and says that he was kicking us off the job site. And during this whole time, he was telling my husband and I that he wanted to start his own
listen.
business.
Listen. This is really bad. This is really bad. Do you have any insurance?
We had insurance, but unfortunately we didn't have inland marine insurance, so our trailer and our tools were not covered, which we didn't know we needed.
I wish I could help you with this. I really do. First things first, I want to, on this late fee, I think you're screwed on that one. I mean, you really are. You need to get that paid somehow. Somehow borrow the money or something. I mean, you're paying so much that a credit card would be a bargain. And you don't have any collateral you can put up?
No. Basically, at this point, we're starting to go through whatever else we have just to sell so we can just stop accruing even more late fees. So we're starting to put stuff up on, Craigslist and all of that today.
I know this sounds silly, but if you have any items that are, and I mean this, if you have any items that you want to sell that maybe we can have somebody call about that you may be able to sell quickly, any bigger items that might help you, we got to try to get this bleeding to stop, so hang on there. By the way, I mentioned Art of Granite, and because somebody called in and said, I cannot believe what a great job he did. We used him, and he does it from beginning to end, like 1 to 4 weeks. And the great thing is he's a direct stone importer, does the Front Range, and all of the mountain communities. So here's the deal. I did not give out his number. Here it is, 303-386-5919. Okay, so we have a lot more coming up. We have Bonnie Shields with us, attorney at law, about family law. Are you in the middle of a divorce? Do you want to do mediation? Maybe you think you're getting screwed. And I'd like to know from Bonnie, really and truly, from her heart, is there a skew in the courts that leans one way or the other? Because I will swear to you that women will swear that they always get the short end of the stick.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
For the first time this morning, travel across the metro area freeway system in pretty good
shape.
Yeah, that was my in-house. So I have to do another one. So
still some residual backups on that stretch. It is starting to.
I didn't know.
No, what I mean is I have, if you have Duran scheduled, I have it.
The whole store manager.
Yeah, the store manager. Dude, he's
Oh,
only, honest to God,
So Bonnie,
under 19 years old, he's only 4 steps away.
Bonnie,
I want to know.
That's fucking incredible. And they pay for all his
Art,
college.
do women get the short end or man? I think men do, but maybe that's because I'm a man.
Honestly, I don't see it either way.
You really don't. You really
I mean, there are occasional judges. If you get a judge who's sitting in for the day, a retired judge, and you've got the woman that's probably good trained.
Who does say that
When
again?
we're looking at custody and that sort of thing, because they still are maybe thinking like people thought 20 years ago.
To me, being a manager can be pretty damn
But it comes really more down to
good
when the judge likes your client or not.
right? You've probably seen that too. 10% of the employees take 90% of your time.
I'll tell you the reality. When I had 50 employees, it didn't matter what. Whatever store I was in was the best. I don't give a shit about anything else. The hardest thing in the world is copying yourself.
Right. No, I see.
And you're never going to get anybody to have the same vested interest that does not have ownership.
Sure. No, and
It's fucking, what do you mean, Mark? We're talking about middle management.
But what's the thing about it?
What about middle management? What about it?
It's very hard to motivate middle management. They don't make that much. Their job responsibilities really aren't that much either in most scenarios.
No, what I'm saying is what they don't see is these middle managers that to keep a good employee is you have to do that because one shitty employee can take all your HR time.
Okay.
I was reading this article, Tom. Walmart, the average Walmart store manager makes a little under 200.
Really?
Wow. Now, they work their ass off. They're there 60 plus. They work their asses off. Their assistant managers are the first level that makes a salary, and they make between 60, maybe a little more. So in a Walmart store, any Walmart store, your assistants to the store manager are the only ones on salary. Everybody else is hourly. Once you hit that salary roll, you're there 60, you're there 60 a week. And then, if you're an assistant manager at this store, when you go to promote to store manager, you cannot work at that store anymore. You have to go to a new store.
Mark loves them. Don't you love the way they do business?
I love the way they're fucking taking care of my child.
No, but they take care of employees. They really do, don't they?
Yes, they. In my kids, fuck man, they're paying his college 100%. He has climbed 3 fucking ladders so far.
He could very well be a store manager.
He'll be a store manager by 24 years old. I have no doubt about it.
What do they make?
175.
That's fucking benefits too.
And he'll have his degree by that part in supply chain or business management.
See, that is unbelievable.
Well, what's unbelievable is really you got to get.
Yeah, but he fucking hustles, dude. He hustles. Well, here's the deal. when you're in that, most people, okay, I'll say it, most people that work for Walmart, they have no fucking initiative and they never go anywhere. There's very few. If you can stand out in the crowd, you grow in a company that big fast. If you don't stand out, but a lot of them don't want to grow. A lot of people want to be a checker and they're raising kids and that's what they do. They don't want to fucking have the management.
From a salary-based mortgage consultant.
He fucking loves it. You know what time that kid gets up every morning now? 4:30. His department opens at 5. He's there at 5 a.m. fucking every day.
There are never any upfront fees, and it takes only 10 minutes to start. So give him a call.
So how many hours does he put in a day?
7,000. That's
As many as needed, basically. If he gets to a certain point, because he's hourly, they won't allow overtime.
So how much overtime do they allow?
It depends on, when they have big wigs in town walk in the store, he might get 50 hours.
We literally work 10 hours overtime?
For Walmart, that's huge. Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, but like I say, people don't realize, a lot of stores, is good employees, keep your good employees. Do everything you can to keep your good employees. Get rid of your crappy ones.
More money. We not only sell
because that everybody I've talked to says 10% of your employees take 90% of your time.
With Remax Alliance.
The benefits too, man. His health is better than our stupid health. I mean, honest to God. He's got dental.
Full payment. You could be
Who the fuck's got dental?
What am I doing?
American
What am I doing?
1008-34. Regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Let's talk about personal injury. You know, listen, no one listens unless they're injured. But this is what I want to tell you. I want you to have in your pocket someone so you are never, ever caught off guard. I'm serious about this now. John Fuller, Fuller Law. The referral is John Fuller. You go there, you put in that, and you find it. Personalinjuryco.com is his website, but you probably won't remember that unless right now you're writing it down because you're injured. Bottom line, John Fuller, he'll give you free legal advice. If you have any questions after an automobile accident, you know who to call immediately. And no hassle, no obligation, but if he does represent you, he only collects if he collects for you. 303-597-4500, John Fuller.
Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio.
That one lady's collecting $20 a day. I told her, I said, you might even want to just get out of here. Her lease ends July 1st. Wait for them to evict.
She'll have a hard time getting enough.
Get an apartment ahead of time and wait for them to evict.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. I have money issues with me, family law attorney. We have a lot going on. All you have to do to be part of it is give us a call at 303-713-TALK. Okay, listen, let's get to the phones right away. Jerry's got a comment. Now, Jerry, what is this commenting on insurance?
Well, they're the agent that sold those people their insurance for their equipment.
Yes.
If there may be a recourse for them on that errors and omissions that the agent has to carry if they weren't offered that.
If they weren't offered what, Jerry?
The marine insurance.
Why is that? Why is that?
I don't know. I've lived with an insurance agent for 53 years, and she makes darn sure that she offers all that stuff in writing to every person.
Now, okay, I do understand there are certain things you must offer and they must decline. When it comes to automobile, for example, you must offer, unless they decline it, you must include MedPay. That's the only option I know that must be offered. Why would marine, and I don't even understand why marine coverage is that, why is that an item here? What do they mean by marine coverage? Do you know, Jerry?
Well, the verbiage doesn't go with what it does, but it insures your equipment.
Okay.
And,
all right.
What it does is, my wife's been in the business end of it, big business, and she makes darn sure that everybody's notified.
You know what, Jerry? You bring up enough of a doubt for me that I think I should call Compass Insurance Group and get a clarification on if they have to offer certain things. We're talking about the guy who called, or the woman who called, who they had, it was about a rent problem, and Shanna, but they had their trailer stolen. So I do want to talk about that. So hang on, 303-713-TALK. Oh, Patty had a fraud case with a bank I was just about to take, and look at that, she disappeared. Doggone it. Please hang on, people. I will get to your calls. I promise you. Like Kim, what's happening?
Uh-oh, you getting a complex?
I'm wondering, seriously, if it's the phone system. I'm serious. He was calling from Green Mountain, wanted someone to cut his grass. Now, seriously, I decided something. My referral list, we have to have very little categories. We need to have like grass mowers and
dog walkers.
Dog walkers and stuff. We really do. We need to start using it for everyday things like that too. Even babysitters might be risky. You know, that might be too risky. But I would love to have, you know, people looking for people. If you could let me know sometimes, who do you look for and who would you love for us to screen for you? Seriously, where you could have a list. What would it be? We have already, you know, the handymen, the windows, the doors. We have insurance people. We have lawyers. We have all the major stuff, you know, heaters, you know, HVAC. We have roofing. And, you know, you get the drill. Go on referral list and browse. But what I'd like to know is, who would you truly love for us to list and screen for you? That's a good question. Like, what about car washes? What about, not probably, because you probably just search on your phone and go. Bonnie, who would you want to look for? Who would anyone want to look for? I was thinking the other day, I wanted to find someone to do something, and I did. Oh, I know what it was, power washing. I don't have, Mark, do we have power washers? I don't think I could find one. Do we have power washers?
You know, we have window cleaners that also do other stuff, so yes.
Well, do you know if they do power washing? I should know. What I'm saying is we should have a category. I don't know if we have a category for that.
Search.
I'm going to do that.
You might be surprised on that particular one.
Yeah, I want to try. And then, but let me know if there's anything. Okay, you have a question for Bonnie. Go ahead, Chad. What's your question?
My question is, a son here, we have joint custody, and the guy that actually got a restraining order on her, she violated the restraining order, and I was wondering if I wanted to go down and file for full custody for my son. I didn't know if that would be an issue or not.
Why? Because she violated a restraining order?
Well, no, it's just because she's not a very healthy mother. She's not in an unstable relationship.
How long have you been divorced?
For about 7 years.
What's the custody split right now?
It's 50-50.
All right, hold on, and we'll come back to you first. Maury, you have a question about a call last week? Stick around. Kim, lawn care. We're going to troubleshoot that and try to find someone. We have a lot more coming up. The question is, how to increase custody or take custody away, Bonnie. We'll do that. Coming back, I'm Tom Martino. Remember, I always say this, save all your problems for me. So, Bonnie, how do you know, we want to go through that process, like how to...
I had to change the many times. I'd like to know what she did to violate the protection order.
I'm responding to him. Oh, you just did too. That's cool.
No problem. If you want to take it
Who's that, Mark?
no problem.
Buddy.
You still pay nothing. This offer simply
Nothing comes up with power washing
transmission and auto repair
on our
Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth.
list.
303-781-9858. 781-9858.
Oh, power washing. Okay, I wrote that in. And it's there. Power washing. We actually have a category.
Yeah, I told you.
I sound like an idiot.
Do we have anybody under it? We did. That's why the category. I had Paul build it up, man. It's got like 100 keywords in it. It's pretty cool.
Hey, I want power washers. You know what? This is where we're going to shine, Mark. Not always just getting the low-hanging fruit, but getting people in for very low rates, but that do things that everyone wants. That's
I've been trying to think of some. There's been some things before too that I wanted that I couldn't find.
I can't thank you all enough for being here today.
Okay, I'm going to start putting the word out. Power washers. What else? What else do you have done that you want? Tuck pointers. Do we have tuck
Do you have
pointers?
pet sitters?
You know what? We don't.
No, but yeah. You know what?
That's a big deal. Finding one is really hard.
It's really hard, especially if you want them at your house.
No, but seriously, we can do the background checks. I think that's an important one.
Pet sitters is huge.
And dog walkers.
Yep.
They probably cross over too.
There's a company now that
Yeah, but
comes
some
in.
do some that they absolutely don't sitting.
You know who's getting into pets huge? Walmart. You walk in there and they'll have vets right in there cheap. Walmart.
Walmart's getting into a lot of
That to me is a smart.
They're opening like 150 more. They already have 12, which I
Well,
didn't
they've
know
got the
existed.
optometry, why not sell the dogs and cats?
Walmart's trying to be Amazon.
They're competing with Amazon pretty damn well.
But what's good about that is
Plus, they have the footprints around the world for distribution.
there's so many vets that overcharge so badly. This would be.
Oh my God, that one in Franktown.
What Walmart is not doing, Mark, is aggregating with others. They are a retailer. Amazon is an aggregator.
Oh no. Walmart online is just like Amazon now. A lot of them, all they do is do the distribution.
Logistics.
You send the widgets to them, they sell the widgets to the consumer. They're doing exactly what Amazon's doing.
Pet sitters, power washer, dog walkers. I'm going to make a list where I can actually share it on.
Do you have housekeepers?
Yes. We've got a really good housekeeper. Excel services. We use them like once every 2 weeks. Tom uses them. My neighbors use them. Shit, I've given them out to so many people. They're very reasonable too.
He believes North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is sending a message protesting after a stall in talks with the US about North Korea's nuclear weapons. Shortly after the launch, the US military test-fired its own missile, insisting the timing was a coincidence. Lisa?
Thanks, Simon. Meantime, President Trump moments ago saying the relationship with North Korea continues. He doesn't rule out more talks.
I gotta go. You know where that damn one I gotta do is,
This is Fox News.
this really irritates me, man. That new company I'm suing, I gotta fucking go file in Denver. I rather file in any other place in the world than Denver.
There's no mitigation.
Oh, the parking sucks.
But
You
there's
gotta,
no mitigation.
That's good to me, though. I
Takes mail enhancements into the 21st century. Something
I think
that
in that old.
I just hate
judge
walking
they got
in there. I hate filing there. It's just a pain in the ass. And then just driving there sucks.
to a level you can only dream of.
And then I'll have
Try
you,
to imagine Viagra on
oh,
steroids.
Steve the Painter does power washing.
So powerful that
Yeah, but
doctors
he's
use
not
when
going
you
to.
find
That,
them
yeah.
available.
He
Wait,
just texted me. We do
okay,
power
Steve,
washing.
do you hear? Okay. Does he listen online? Do you know?
I think we said this on air. I don't think this was online. I think he heard us on air.
Steve the power. Okay. He's fucking busy painting houses. I need a house power wash. Is he gonna? No, he does it before he paints. I'll bet. But we'll see.
Oh yeah, you're right. For the exterior, of course, or for a deck.
What's the question?
Dude, I hit my foot one time. You ever used a high pressure washer? I hit my foot doing a hot tub one time. Shit, man.
No.
It hurt for a week.
This is one of the most dangerous
I
things
just
you can
didn't
do.
hear it.
I know.
Because it injects the fluid into your body for infection.
Errors
The worst thing that could do. I seen a guy was doing it in a high pressure machine. He fillets his hands and
I learned
lift the skin off.
I learned one time, and now anytime I do it, I wear fucking shoes.
Oh,
We just want to ask.
injection of high pressure is the worst infection.
There's if you video water cutters, holy shit, man, they've got streams of water that can cut through fucking almost anything.
But let me tell you, high pressure injection is, like I say, I seen this, seriously, his fingers are still like that.
We're gonna do some spots for Steve here soon. I'm gonna book, by the way. You'll see it show up.
And how are we going to handle it? Just for the hell of it?
Yeah, not many at all, but probably a 2 or 3 week campaign. He just did a bunch of stuff, and he asked me if we trade, and I told him, I said, listen, yeah, I said, listen, I don't mind. I said, I'd rather just pay you cash, but I don't mind doing that, but we've got to do it right. I can't just trade you out a few bucks worth. Let's do it right for about 3 weeks, but then when Tom or myself in the future, we've got to, you know, you're gonna owe us something.
I need my house power wash.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you do. It might work out perfect then.
I want to know if he really does it well. So, and then I'll talk about it. I'm going to ask him to call.
What kind of siding's on that new one?
Stucco and stone.
Is stucco impregnated or painted?
Impregnated.
I've made the
But you
mistake.
could pay him.
Okay, guys.
Customer call cell. Excludes Dell Canvas, Power HT30, and select order codes.
May means goodbye to winter, hello to K&H sign and Save Spring Sale. Here's what it is in a nutshell. You save 25% on your entire purchase of windows, doors, and siding. That alone is a great sale, right? So call them. But you also get a free upgrade to triple pane glass. That's really serious. So if you have a beautiful window, okay, they're going to add triple pane glass for all of your project, plus you get 25% off on top of all of that for windows and doors and siding. That's incredible. 303-421-7100. 303-421-7100. Or better yet, they like when you book an appointment online. There's no obligation. You can pick your own time and date, all right? And then you'll get a big pane in the glass. You get triple pane, free of charge. That upgrade, I mean, is free. And then you get 25% off your project. Here's where you book your appointment, khwindows.com.
Worry about the stock market in retirement. This is Linda Gardner of Blue Hair.
I'm going to keep the referral list up on this computer, so whenever I ask, I don't sound like an idiot. I'm going to.
What do you mean?
You know, when I say, do we have this, do we have that, you know, and then I say, well, we know everybody. I really need to search.
No, but there's some weird ones like that. You would have no idea. Like Handyman Hub. They're great. Great, man. They do so many weird things. I bet they do power.
I wonder if, whatchamacallit, Handyman Matters, if they're still doing this.
Moses does a ton of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe, and I mean that sincerely, where, you know, we'll help you. And if you're listening for the first time, it's easy, okay? 303-MARTINO, anytime, 24/7. Hand that number out and say, look, call that number. Even if we're not around, you leave a message, we'll get back to you all the time. We will get back to you with no doubt. So what I say is we sometimes can get directly involved and help. At other times what we do is we go and find ways for you to do it. Okay? But even listening, you get help. I want to say something about One Clear Choice. I know you think sometimes I'm just faking it. When I say this, I had this done, I had this done, I had this done. I have so many referral list members this past 2 weeks. One Clear Choice right now. The garage door did not open. They are on the way to my house. Now, no, I'm not getting it free. Not at all. I am paying like anyone else. We made an appointment like anyone else. Boom, they're there. And then I told them I want to look at the doors and get to all the new stuff. There's something pretty new that's called something LED by LiftMaster. It's supposed to be some hot new garage door opener. Look it up. It's something LED. I wrote it down. Anyway, I want you to know, though, OneClearChoiceDoors.com is the real deal, and they're going to my house right this minute. And whenever I talk about people on the referral list, I really mean it. Even Bonnie Shields' divorce attorney gives me advice on things. We use her. So anyway, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. And let's talk to Brian Burns at Compass, because I have a question that was brought up. Shauna called for rent help, and then she said, you know, we were behind in rent because we lost $35,000 in tools from a job site. And Shanna, you mentioned you had insurance, but it didn't cover something. Another guy called up and said, my wife's in the insurance business, and her errors and omissions should cover this. Now, I don't know if it will or not, but I'm going to ask Brian Burns at Compass to weigh in. So, Shanna, what was insured and what was the problem?
So we had a trailer. We had general liability insurance, and what we didn't know is that...
But what about the trailer? When you say you had liability, so if the trailer, if somebody ran into the trailer with a car, would the trailer damage be covered?
Basically, what we found out is that the only time it would have been covered, as far as anything goes, is if it was hooked up to our truck.
Yeah. Okay, but what would... No, but if it was hooked up to your truck, what would be covered if it was hooked up to your truck?
Just liability.
Everything. The theft of the trailer and the tools inside of it, which we didn't know.
And liability, and it would fix the trailer if there was a dent in it.
Yes.
Okay, but it has to be hooked up to your truck.
Yes.
That makes no sense.
Why does that make no sense, Brian? That's why I want you.
The only thing the only reason that it would be covered only whenever it's hooked up to the car is for liability purposes. If it was covered for physical damage when it was hooked up, it would be covered for physical damage when it was sitting unhooked.
Would it? And if it was covered,
matter.
and if it was covered for theft when it was hooked up, it would be covered for theft on a job site?
That's right, even if it wasn't. What my guess is that it was never covered for physical damage, period. Because whenever you say it was covered once it gets hooked up, that would be for liability. That makes total sense for liability, because otherwise it wouldn't be covered unless it was actually connected to the car.
Now, Shanna, I know you called for rent help, but I'm a busybody, and when I hear things, I want to try to help. So here's what I'd like to do. I would love for you to let us look at your insurance policy just to see. You may have coverage, and they might just be trying to talk you out of it. You don't know. I mean, you may have...
Yeah, well, what they told us is that we had to sign up for what's called inland marine coverage.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean, Brian, inland marine?
That's property coverage for things that move from job site to job site. It's to cover things like tools and things like property that's moving from one place to another.
And they did not, if they did not have inland marine, would any other kind of coverage help them, or is that the only kind of coverage that helps?
Probably not, since it was moving from place to place. The inland marine is really the coverage they needed to cover those kind of things.
Okay.
Yeah, and we didn't know we needed the inland marine.
Okay, and that was what the other guy was saying.
Because otherwise, no one would want to be in insurance. If what our responsibility would be that you would know about every single coverage that's out there, and then when you don't have it, when something happens, that you blame the insurance agent. So there's responsibility on the insured part to understand what it is they got.
Okay. So Shanna, if you want to send along the policy, we'd love to look at it. If not, I understand it's a stretch, but I just wanted to give it a last-ditch effort. Brian, Compass Insurance Group, they're at 303-996-9000. Chad's got a question for Bonnie. We have not forgotten about all of you. We'll get to all of you. Chad, go ahead. It's child custody. The mom you think is endangering the children, and you now have 50-50 custody, and you want to change it. Okay, I wanted to sum it up because you were on before.
Sure.
Is there anything I'm not hearing?
Well, basically, she just violated a restraining order with the father of her daughter.
What's the restraining order there? Tell me what it was.
I guess she was harassing him at his workplace and whatnot, and so he calling him, sending a picture.
And she violated a restraining order, but one doesn't necessarily have to do with the other. I think how many kids does she have?
2 kids. One
with you and one with the other guy. The other guy had a restraining order she violated. So my question to Vonnie for you is this. What are the standards for changing custody? It comes down to that, right, Bonnie? What are the standards for changing custody?
Generally, the standard is best interest of the child. So if you're at a 50-50 right now and you want to go to having more time than her.
Or all of it.
Yeah, to get all of it, you're going to need
I think Bonnie once said this, you almost have to have the parent shooting up a meth in front of the judge.
While they're doing crack, and they're on their way to prison next week.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if she has a warrant out for her arrest at this moment?
But it has to do with how does that warrant affect your child. So she went to his workplace and she was being an idiot. It doesn't necessarily make her a bad parent or that your child's being endangered by that. It just means she's making some really poor choices.
Yeah, they don't, Chad, you'd be surprised. They don't consider any of that. You know, because there are a lot of women, I swear to goodness, that use this. I've heard it at least, Bonnie, at least a dozen times over my 40 years. Here's what they say. My husband has a lot of women over. He's a cheat. He's a liar. And judges don't care about his romantic life, or they don't care. They don't care. So, Chad, violating a restraining order, they don't care.
Yeah, if she had done something like she injured somebody or was doing something...
Or violent.
Or was something that was violent.
What if she has an unstable living situation? She's living out of a hotel right now.
Well, that's something for sure, if it's unstable.
That might very well be considered.
Yes, but it has to be truly unstable.
It has to directly affect your child.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she never picks him up or ever sees him. He's with me full time, so I just didn't know.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's a huge reason.
You never mentioned that. So you have the child all the time?
Yeah, she left to California for 3 months.
Okay, you got it, bro. You need to see someone.
Yeah, you need to go modify that now before
just call
she gets
Bonnie.
things
Bonnie,
together.
you can do you handle modifications?
Yes, of course I do.
You know, Chad, you got to get right on it though. I'm sorry, I did not realize you were talking about status, like current status. You have the boy, and she hardly ever sees him. Oh, this is a big deal.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for telling us that. Bonnie's number is 303-798-1927.
Bonnie, do you do flat rate? I mean, is it just hourly or flat rate? Like when someone, if this guy calls you up, how would you handle that?
It almost
always it's hourly.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to be because you don't know what twists and turns cases are going to take.
Oh my God, that would be.
And lawyers that do flat fees are usually new ones.
Yeah.
And one I've seen, and then when it takes a twist and a turn, they're stuck. And where's their loyalty?
Yeah.
You don't want them thinking they're working for free.
Kim, is this a simple call, like where you are trying to find someone to do lawn care in Green Mountain?
Tom.
What's that?
It's that simple, and
Now-
I've been reaching out to a few members for you.
Yeah, now, Kim, are we talking about lawn care as in gardening, like Mr. Green Jeans, or are we talking about just mowing the lawn?
Just mowing the lawn.
Man, we need a few like that.
Yeah, I know we do. I'm going to put that down on my list. I'm making a list. Okay, so Kim, let's put out the word right after this, okay? Hang on.
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto Parts.
If you've got somewhere to go, some errands to run, now.
We don't have any. We got that one guy that I love.
There's so many jerk-offs, so
Highway Drive. You guys work with Mark Hope, actually? Lay down
No.
I-25 between 6th Avenue
used to.
and Fair. Northbound I-25 a bit slow coming out of the tech center between Hamden and Yale. A blip of delay westbound I-70 in the elevated portion. And really, for the most part, the highways are wide open in the metro area. Up in the high country, chain and traction laws have been lifted all along the I-70 corridor west of
man faces foreclosure over fines for uncut grass. Wow, it will happen more and more.
Foggy and spotty
Is that HOA?
which is weather. I'm Pete Wagner.
Of course it is.
6:30.
Oh my God, you ready? Guess how many fines for his grass being over 10 inches, dollar-wise? $30,000. Over 29 to be exact.
So there's probably lawyer fees and
Plumb line 30.
Queen City.
I can't thank you all enough for being here today.
When?
For all
20 away.
brothers' wishes to wear black.
We all want to be remembered for what makes us us. Owner Hampton Mortuary and Cemetery, or any of our local Dignity Memorial.
Hey, Mark, I'm getting to help that guy that called in last week. Whose wife passed away.
5 seconds. Oh, wait till after that. Okay, let's talk. What is on your mind? Call Plumbline if plumbing is on your mind, heating, cooling, electric, or drains, especially drains. They have their own drain division. Yeah, they don't have any subs. Here's what they'll do. 93 or free with any slow drain. 93 or free to clear that drain. Now let me tell you what that means. It's $93 no matter how long it takes. And if they can't do it, that's good news because it's a free call and you get a full diagnostic on what's wrong and then options to fix it. 303-586-1086, 93 or free. 303-586-1086.
I send you some great stuff for your next fix-it coming up.
Oh, you do? Is it a person that giving a testimony?
I just got it. It's a really good topic inside the testimony. Really good topic.
Offline message. Yeah.
Don't roll the dice and pick just any attorney. Call Joseph A. Lazara, a proven track record in DUI criminal defense. 303-429-6200 for a free.
Because they're elderly, they reached out to the daughter. You get it.
Trading Group Show, Sundays at 3 p.m. on KHOW. If you want to
That was a great call last week, the one Bonnie's talking about. I got to tell Tom about that. I'm going to wait till when Bonnie gets in. Or we had her on the phone, but fuck, man, you can't imagine what happened to this guy. God, I forgot about that. That was so curious.
Dr. David Opperman in the Colorado Voice Clinic can help you.
Last week
He
with
helped
Bonnie?
me, just as he helped rock stars and others who needed vocal, breathing, and other treatment in an absolutely confidential setting. Dr. Opperman will have been breathing.
Wasn't that a good fucking call?
That wasn't.
Yeah, we had Bonnie.
Mark, we do have computer repair people.
Yeah, but we need more.
Need an admission?
60 Centeno.
Yeah.
10 away.
Auto on Mondays.
We were thinking, geez, how would you not know that?
Did he go to Bonnie?
Talk about a divorce.
Right, did he go to Bonnie? Yeah. Well, she was on stage too, wasn't she?
Thanks for doing your share for cleaner air.
Centeno Schultz, Living Stem Cell Therapy. Here's what I've been saying. I'm delivering the message that first, they were the originator of stem cell therapy in a clinical setting. Second, all of the other clinics that bring in fluids are giving you fake or dead stem cells. So if you want genuine living stem cell treatment, Centeno Schultz. And the other thing I want to tell you is you can get evaluated and let them look at your MRIs or let them do some ultrasounds free if you attend their seminars. And that's, I believe they're weekly, and they're wonderful, and they're packed with information. Here's the phone number to find out about the seminars or to just make an appointment. It's 303-963-9201. Now, if you want to find out about the seminars and more, you can also go online, thestemcellexperts.com, thestemcellexperts.com, 303-963-9201. Remember, Centeno Schultz, and they also have a line of clinics called Virginics.
I'll just say it now because I don't know if she can talk about it. So this guy calls up. Listen to this, man. He'd been paying his ex-wife spousal support for years, okay?
$1,900 a month or something. It's a lot.
The $1,900 a month for years and years. Guess what? She'd been dead for fucking years.
Where's the money?
3 years.
She died 2 years ago.
Where was the money
The money is still sitting in an account with family support.
Oh, we got to do a story on it. Wait, how can you get it back?
Yeah, he hired me. You know what the most expensive part is? Finding out when she died and ordering the death certificate. I'm going to need that. And then I think it's going to be pretty easy peasy.
Are you doing that for him?
Yep.
I figured he'd probably.
I had to hire a private eye yesterday to find the death certificate.
Wait a minute. You didn't?
Yeah.
Did you do today's spot sheet or not? Because I'm finding
People are more willing to spend money on found money. Just it's reality. And insurance.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. I believe we did mention, so Chad wants to know how to change custody. I'm Tom. If you have any problems, questions, or complaints, I think we really told him you just have to see an attorney and make a motion for the best interest of the child. And let's go to Maury. Maury, go ahead, Maury. You say you have a question about a call last week. What's going on?
Yes, sir. I enjoy your program very much.
Thank you, Maury. Thank you.
You had a listener call in that appeared to be an elderly lady that got a ticket for parking in the handicap zone, and she was not in the zone. However,
well, wait. She was in a handicap parking space. She did not display the placard. She forgot. She's 92 years old and disabled. Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear. I was out of the vehicle when I was listening to the remainder of it. I didn't know that she was. She indicated she wasn't.
No, she said she did park. She just didn't put the placard out there. So what's going on?
Okay, well, another one along with the handicap thing. My wife and handicapped daughter were over at the mall there at 470 and 25 here at Park Meadows.
Yeah.
And that daughter she has a vehicle, but she has a very difficult time walking, so she has a handicap plate. Well, they're driving around trying to find a handicap spot. However, they spied one, but there was a vehicle ducked in right ahead of her. So they went on about whatever, parked someplace else. And they were in a store, and my wife made it of the driver of this vehicle. It was an older lady. There was two of them in there. They were in this store, and this lady is in there working with her name badge on. Her and the other lady are both in there working, so they're going to probably park in that handicap spot for their entire time on the clock.
If you give us the information, bro, we'll go and we'll bust them on it. You tell us who, when, where, and how. Hold on, Suzanne, get that information. If there are two employees parking in a spot, we want to know about it. Terry's got a divorce comment. Go ahead, Terry. What's your comment?
Yes, I just wanted to comment because we went for custody of our children. My husband is Native American, and I just wanted to tell you how different the court systems are. For the white courts in Colorado, they wouldn't let me speak. I'm the stepmom. Children were being abused. That was reported to us, so we did what we had to do.
Now, hold on. Hold on. You're married to the biological dad?
Yes.
Okay.
We have 6 children together.
And this was a hearing against His previous
Here in
wife.
Colorado Springs, yes.
And when you say they wouldn't let you speak, they don't have a choice. If it's actually a hearing, they can't limit your witness. They can't
threw
say
me out of the court.
Well, Terry, there's way more to it. Can I explain something really quickly?
Sure.
Bonnie, if we're having a hearing, a true hearing, and I have on my witness list someone, can they say, no, you're not going to testify, get out of court? Come on.
That would be really rare there.
Of course.
Because you have a right. I mean, you have to.
No, it was Judge Sells did it. But,
Now, Terry, so hold on. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. You both. Well, okay. That's what I want to know. So you're both sitting there, you and him and her on the other side, and you're having a hearing for what? What was the hearing about?
It was to get custody of the two children.
Now, during this hearing, the mom says, Your Honor, or the attorney, was she represented?
Yeah, we both had attorneys.
Okay, the attorney said, we do not want this stepmother present. Is that right?
Correct.
And the judge
I was asked to leave the court.
Were you on the witness list?
It was a hearing for. You know what? I don't remember.
Well, because I don't think it was a hearing. I think it was a hearing on the I think it was a hearing.
She was married again.
Terry. What?
Yeah,
okay. What's the point? You're
Tom,
not going to listen.
They may have just been sequestering her.
Okay, we also went to tribal court, and in tribal court they questioned the stepmother, they questioned the stepfather, they questioned the step siblings.
Yeah.
They did such an intensive.
Good job. They did a good job.
They did, and we ended up with custody.
Good.
But when we went up here, I actually received custody from the tribal court. My name was on their custody.
Terry, may I ask you something, Terry?
Sure.
Who's the American, the Native American in this equation?
Both the children and my husband.
Okay. Now, one thing I want to ask Bonnie. Bonnie, when you have a Native American involved, does tribal court take precedent over civil court?
You know, Tom, I find them another attorney as soon as I hear that they're involved because it's really complicated.
Yeah. But who takes precedent? I mean,
I'm pretty sure that the tribal does, but
but what if the other one is not Native American? Are you telling me a tribal court can say this man, this Native American, he gets custody and you can't, and I go to Colorado Springs and the judge says no, you get custody? I mean, come on.
I've seen a tribal court hold on to the kids and not release them despite a different order. I think that they do.
So Terry, what did the wife do? The biological mom, what did she do about this?
We came back to Colorado because it's in Arizona.
Yeah.
And she filed in the white court here.
Yeah.
And they absolutely refused to even initiate. They didn't even talk to her husband.
Because
does that make sense? Because
the they respected the tribal court.
No, they did not. No, they did not. Judge Sells said that we used the tribal court for our advantage when that wasn't the case.
Did he overrule? Hold on.
There's a longer story to this.
Did he overrule the tribal?
Yes, he did.
And he did. And what did he do? Did he grant custody to her?
He gave her back custody.
So what is it now? 50-50?
No, actually, they've aged out.
I see. I see.
But, yeah,
you were just talking about the past. I get it.
Yes.
All right.
And I was just making it a point that I get so disgusted with the courts nowadays. Instead of taking everything into these, the judge, when we went to the court, didn't even want to talk to the children.
Okay. All right, Terry. Thank you for your comment. That's a very complicated situation. Kim, we got to put out the word for lawn care. There's nothing we can do about it that we don't have anyone on the referral list except try to get people. But you're looking for lawn mowing, and you're in Green Mountain, and I imagine you're not the only one. Have you seen other people? Have you asked neighbors?
Isn't there kids around, teenagers? Don't they do that anymore?
That's what I'm asking. Like, Kim, who do your neighbors use?
Well, actually, until I was using one of the neighbor kids, and apparently he's gone to college.
But what do your neighbors? Who do your neighbors use? I mean, there must be other neighbors.
Most of them, they seem to be doing it themselves. I broke my leg a few years ago, and I can't really do it.
All right, what part of Green Mountain? Give me some general areas.
I'm a block from the high school.
A block from Green Mountain High School.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I want people to either call us 303 Martino, or leave a message, or email us to help@troubleshooter.com if you know anyone who does lawn mowing, not just, by the way, in Green Mountain, but we're going to try to get a list together here for the referral list of people, okay? If it's a commercial business, we'll get them on the referral list. If it's kids, I don't know what we'll do. We have to figure this out. But give us a call at 303 Martino, or put it on, or email us, help@troubleshooter.com. This one email, somebody said, I want to avoid probate. Somebody told me if I quit claim my house to my kids, that might not be the way to do it. I think I'm just going to go to David Salisbury. Thank you, Suzanne, for getting him on. David, can you explain how transferring property can screw up a plan?
Tom, most people who come in my office for estate planning want to avoid probate. Well, you and I both know, and most people who are married, they have their home in joint names, so that if one of the spouses dies, the other one owns it immediately. However, what I found in a couple cases recently, somebody did a deed transferring the property, and when they did that, they didn't put it in joint names. So one of the spouses dies, and they die with their 1/2 interest in the property, and that means you have to probate it in order to get it out of the deceased spouse's hands, or out of their assets. So, you know, how you do a deed, a lot of people want to do it themselves, and I'm telling you, you either should have it reviewed by an attorney or have an attorney do it. It's not expensive, and hopefully it will be done correctly.
Yeah, and here's another thing, David. Not only can they screw up the probate thing, but we've heard of people that transfer homes before they die, and the kids lose all the tax benefits.
Well, that's true too, Tom, because you get a date of death value on all your property when you die. So that would lower significantly what your gain on the sale of the property, or when your kids sell the property down the road. So it's a good idea. Just leave it in the mom or dad's name. And, you know, you'll get the tax benefit at some point.
Yeah, and you can even do a beneficiary's deed and avoid probate and still get the tax, the stepped-up basis.
Correct. That is absolutely correct. So you can make sure your kids get the property directly at your death, no probate, and if they will get the step-up in basis. Now,
for any questions, David is really great at answering questions and doing free consultations. Give him a call, 720-493-3911. 720-493-3911. Jill says a doctor insulted her daughter. Suzanne is rolling her eyes like this is a doozy. We'll come back with that and more. Meanwhile, we have lines open at 303-713-TALK.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630.
This one judge said, so, woman marries an Indian. Okay, lives on the reservation. They get divorced. Woman leaves reservation, files for divorce in white court, as that last one said. Husband files there. Husband also goes to the tribal court and asks for
daughter, the reason she can't get pregnant is because she's too fat and her husband's not attracted to her anymore.
One in tribal court, one in white court. It goes all the way to the feds.
What's that?
The feds came back and said this. Because what happened originally is white court said, it's not our jurisdiction, it has to be here. It was over the divorce itself and child custody. Okay? So the white judge says, no divorce, you got to go to tribal court. He brings it all, or she brings it all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court says, the judge was wrong when it came to the divorce.
She doesn't know that.
It should have been there. It should have been in state court. He was wrong when it came to the, he was correct when it came to the child custody, because the kids never ever left the reservation. They always lived on the reservation. I never even thought. Okay. So they have their own rules?
Probably house law.
Oh, and they're very different rules.
On the reservation.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I volunteered.
I mean, I knew, but didn't know the extent.
I took a free case once early in my career. It turned out it involved Indian law. I was
10 seconds.
I want someone else to take it over. It's a whole body of law.
Whole history in your hands.
The RaleighHouse.com. You can go right there and find out a lot about addiction treatment. The Raleigh House is an addiction treatment facility with a few locations around Denver. They started originally on Raleigh Street. Now, this was started and owned and operated locally. It still is. And now what they do is wonderful equine therapy in a country setting. They have urban settings. They try to tailor the settings to what will help the person feel the most comfortable. But here's the message I want to get to you today. This number, please use this number if you have any questions about addiction. Some people, they find a substance or hear about an addiction of a loved one and they don't know what to do. Get free information, anything at all. Cost, insurance, triggers, telltale signs, how to approach an addict. 720-730-9722, 720-730-9722.
Attention, this is a money-making opportunity.
So do they have like
active and passive income each month?
you know, if I live on the reservation and I'm truly an Indian and I fucking kill someone at a 7-Eleven somewhere, if I go back to the reservation, is that it? The feds can't come get me. The state can't come get me.
There used to be
extradition.
It used to
just
be
like a country,
like a state.
Mark, I'll tell you what's worse. Okay, the worst thing in the world is diplomatic
immunity. They can't do shit.
No, honest to God, it is unbelievable. But I want your advice. Do you believe giving phone numbers on a spot don't you think
I don't.
almost anyone in the
Unless
world
they have a
will
shitty
Google it?
website.
They're just going to Google it or go.
Oh, you're saying even if they don't have a website?
No, I'm saying give the website and give the name. But I don't think phone numbers, I swear to God, I don't think phone numbers are useful at all.
No, not at all. The problem,
Unless there's a special.
there's a problem.
What?
Some companies, and I won't say names, but there's lots of them, they track performance by certain phone numbers.
It's bullshit.
So if
bullshit.
they Google it,
No, sorry.
who gets the credit? Google.
Well, it doesn't matter. I know.
You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, and I know it happens already.
I know.
I mean, in today's world of internet, how many people in their car are going to listen to an ad and call that fucking phone number? No one.
Or remember the phone numbers. Unless you got
Unless it's got icon.
Like
866 got
or
icon.
800 attorney.
Right. I am telling you right now that I'm going to change the way I do things.
Or
tell my
we already have a mechanism, referral list.
Right.
And he only charges for the beautiful.
They'll be easier to remember referral lists than a phone number.
Right now, he's going to throw in the bath for no.
But there are a lot of people watching online too.
Granite.
Yeah.
303-386-5999. I promise you, if you shop around, you'll pick Mitch.
What's the name of that place? Big Daddy's Burger Bar?
Can you believe that kid? That kid charged the shooter, man.
He was right there.
He charged
Him, another kid that's going
No,
into
3
the
of them
Marines,
did.
and another one.
But I just can't believe the balls this kid had. Didn't he think I could be shot?
Oh, I'm sure. He probably thought he was going to get shot regardless.
IdealHomeLoans.com.
Those poor parents.
At least the
It's great everybody calls him a
guys.
jerk, but he's gone.
Right.
but you feel better about that.
Oh, of course you do.
Straight, beautiful teeth as an adult in 2 years for pennies on the dollar of regular orthodontics or full mouth of cosmetic dentistry. Truly, if you have major problems, you should not just do veneers, okay? But you can get this done and correct the structure of your jaw and help sleep apnea and get it all done, not only cheaper, but better. It improves the function of your mouth, plus a beautiful smile from the new orthodontics. It's very simple. It's a few $1,000s. That's it. I think like 2 or 3. 303-690-0100. And here's what happens, okay? What happens is you get to wear these things that expand your palate and straighten your teeth over time. And then for the last few months, you wear Invisalign braces, and then you're done. 303-690-0100. The new orthodontics, Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, Dr. Kent Lawson. Google any of them. You'll love it.
So basically,
Don't I also have Excel Live?
jurisdiction over residents.
So that's what I'm saying. You could literally run over there and
Or they get extradited. They get their own police, too. They get extradited.
Next break. On the reservation. Hi, Tom Martino here. Now, I would like to get people to weigh in on this one. No pun intended. Seriously. I didn't mean to say it like that because this has to do with weight. And I really thought at first, oh my God, this is outrageous. Then I thought, really, maybe, what the heck? Maybe this doctor is trying to be caring and confidential. Who knows? Explain the situation, Jill.
Well, my daughter went to the doctor. She's trying to get pregnant.
Okay.
And the female doctor said the reason you can't get pregnant is because you're overweight and your husband is no longer attracted to you.
Now, here, I want to know a few things before you weigh in, Mark. I want to know a few things. Did he say anything about the frequency of sex? The doctor's a her?
The doctor's a female, yes.
Okay. Did she say anything about the frequency of sex? For example, did Jill already say, did your daughter already say, well, we do have sex or we never have sex? I mean, in other words, I can see the doctor saying, hey, you know, you're overweight, because overweight can have a bearing on it. She threw in the second part. So did she throw that in? Why? In other words, did your daughter mention anything about frequency of sex?
I don't know.
That is really important. But here's another question. Do you really think the doctor meant to insult her?
I think that was a really poor choice of words.
Are you sure your daughter's not summing up words, like just, you know, that they didn't exactly say that, but she took it like that?
Is she sensitive about her weight?
She is. I mean, she's about 30 pounds overweight.
Well, that's not a lot. Like, how much does she weigh? How much does she weigh?
I don't know her weight, but she's not obese.
So it's not, you know exactly, and we all do, let's face it. You know, like, for example, Jill, there are people that are overweight. They walk by. You don't give it a second thought in your mind. They might be a little big thighs, big ass, big chest, whatever. They're big, right? Now, then there are other people that walk by that really, truly turn heads. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, my God.
Yeah, 400 or 500.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, not even that, but like, you know what I mean? Just big. So, Jill, your daughter, if she walked in the studio and sat down, would my first thought be, oh, my God, she's big, she's obese or not?
Absolutely not.
I'm wondering,
there's something weird.
If my daughter walked in, she is absolutely drop-dead gorgeous, and you would go, wow.
Send us a picture.
I would like to, now listen, Jill, we're not trying to be crass here or anything, but I would like you to send a picture. We won't publish it, of course, but I would like to know, I'm very curious, because a doctor, it might be a poor choice of words, but maybe this doctor was trying to be like very, like personal, you know, like, hey, I'm your doc, you know what? Maybe, what's her first name, by the way?
Who?
Your daughter.
Kira.
Hey, Kara, maybe, you know, maybe it's because you're overweight. Maybe your husband doesn't find you attractive. I mean, but she should have followed it up. Like, do you have sex often or now and then? I mean, did your daughter say anything else about the visit?
She just mentioned that's what the doctor said.
But did the doctor follow it up? Because that's what's really important. The context is important. Like, for example, if your daughter's saying, I just can't figure it out, doc, and she could have said, well, you know, maybe he's not attracted to you. Like, she could have said, you know, you are a little overweight, and at times that can affect it, blah, blah, blah. And then the daughter says, yeah, but, you know, I have friends who are overweight, and they got pregnant or whatever. And then the doctor could have said, well, you know, maybe, have you ever considered maybe you're not having sex enough or he's not attracted? What I'm saying is, Jill, it depends on context. I would love to talk to your daughter about it. Here's why. If a doctor truly isn't appropriate like that, yeah, they're reported for that, or they're given bad reviews. Now, I don't think there's a serious breach of ethics, but it is something that, hey, if they're heartless and insulting, hell, I don't want them around. And there's another important context here. Is this a private insurance or a Medicaid situation? And I mean that because a lot of people resent Medicaid, and we have to weed those doctors out.
It's Kaiser.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. They usually have pretty high standards. I'm wondering if they were really trying to to troubleshoot this thing. What do you think? What is your gut, Jill?
Well, you know, my daughter, she's at this point she hasn't had her period in 2 months. She's spotting, and she's afraid to go back to the doctor because, you know, the doctor treats her like shit.
We have Kaiser.
I got it. I got it, Scott. I got it. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Now, just talk to her though, and let's. She said the doctor treats her like, you know what, poo-poo. So I had to nix it. In a nutshell, she's upset with the doctor. She shouldn't. What do you do with Kaiser if you don't like the one assigned?
You just get another doctor.
Okay. See if she can get another doctor.
Another primary physician.
But I'd still like to know if we could talk to Kira. I really mean that. I would like...
What's your gut say on it?
My gut is saying she's not trying to be insulting. There's no upside. There's no reason for it.
I agree.
And I would like Jill to send a photo privately so we can just see it. I would like to know. I really would. This is curious. And I would like other people to weigh in on it. What do they think? If a doctor said that to you, what would you think?
This report is sponsored by White Castle.
Travel around town and...
Stop. No problem. And I like it. I bet if I was a smoker, he'd tell me I'm an idiot for smoking. I just don't. That's what I want.
Mark, did you have to change primary care because you left Kaiser, right?
I'm still with Kaiser. I've never had...
I thought you left Kaiser. They still give you the best deal.
Well, I just like them. I don't mind them. They're so preventive maintenance, man. They really do. You walk in there, they talk diet, they just nonstop.
I hate Kaiser.
I don't mind them. We've had them probably 15 years.
Kaiser versus Kaiser.
10 seconds.
Kramer versus Kramer. That's right.
Try to get a test to really.
Yeah, I have
Excel coming up.
That I will say.
Call me when you do. I'll tell you.
Okay, guys, quiet. ExcelRoofing.com, as in excellent, and truly, you will find excellence with Jay Bretz and his team. Whether it be repairing, yeah, they have repair crews. Yep. They do inspections. They do gutters and roofing. So here's the deal. ExcelRoofing.com for the very best in roofing. They don't take a cent until you're content, and they mean it. I mean, they will come there and do the entire job, and there's no penalties if you decide, hey, I don't like you guys. ExcelRoofing.com, 303-761-6400.
Nothing like meeting face to face, and there's nothing like Zoom.
Tribes are only federal.
So what do you think, Suzanne?
What do you mean, federal?
Federal also.
Oh, so they fall under. So really, okay, well, that's huge. That's big. What? That tribal law has to follow federal law.
Tribal and federal law
I think
in
probably
the reservations.
that was her interpretation of what the doctor said.
Of course.
It wasn't that the doctor said, your husband's no longer attracted to you, but maybe insinuated what she interpreted
she may have actually
the
said,
conversation.
have you considered maybe your husband's not attractive?
Maybe, but as far
Why
as
did she say that?
but as far as the overweight part, I think a doctor has the right to
What
say
if
that.
the doctor said?
One of these days we should try it.
Right.
What if the doctor
Looks like
said,
a big ping pong.
you are a little overweight.
I enjoy ping pong.
Small
It depends on how it's
It's in
said.
between
If they
the
said,
small
it's
or-
possible your husband's not attracted to you anymore, that would be
I'd like to try
insulting.
it.
But if you considered it the way you did it, because you always ask compassionately, Tom.
Yeah.
So-
I'm just wondering.
At your place, we'll have a ping pong tournament when Tom's.
I'd love that. Now, I haven't played in a long time, but I love ping pong.
We've got it set up. It's nice. Very nice.
Where, at your place? Where is it, downstairs?
Yeah, we're all finished down. Well, actually, Buddy's doing the flooring next week. Then we're done.
Well, when are we gonna, we'll be there for graduation.
That's when we're gonna have 60 plus, man. It's pretty big.
Yeah, we won't be able to do ping pong, but we'll have fun.
I do have a guy, but you've used him, Bobby. But you can almost never get him.
Wait, didn't you give up? Bobby has a job now, full time.
Yeah, he works
Yeah,
for
he's so awesome.
Birkencotter. He's like a handyman for their dealerships.
He did say though he would work me in.
Yeah, I know. He's told me that too. It's very hard.
I need a deck
Pepe
on our
is
little
my new
rental property
Superman.
really bad.
Pepe is my new
Pollinate.
Superman.
Pepe.
He's a good man.
Pepe does a lot.
Don't give it to her. I don't want. We got to keep it for us.
What do you need?
Just a small deck and a little fence.
No, don't give her
You
any.
mean to build the deck or repair the deck?
replace it. It's small. It's a condo.
You know, is Moses back on track?
Oh yeah, he's fine. He's still looking for help like everybody else we have.
God, that is such a big
You know, we have great.
The only issue I've ever had, ever, is just people saying, hey, it's not getting finished fast.
We have great people, though. God, it's so wonderful to have this.
It's going to get worse.
With me
Labor
in this
market's
house-
getting worse.
With
Not
me
bad.
in this house, I truly, honest to God, go to the referral list and say, okay, boom, boom, boom. I will not use anyone else. Now, if I can't find someone on the list to do it, then I do it. But
Or if they can't get to you quick.
right.
So you've got deaf people on there. I guess I should just start calling them.
Colorado Redwood, but how big are you talking when you say small, like 10 by 5 or something?
No, that deck's probably 12 by 12 or something.
Actually, Moses might not be bad. Google Moses.
Do you know what I would like to do?
Or not Google, I'm sorry. Go to referral list, just type in Moses.
I would like to have a hand select service.
Peak, what is it? Peak view. Peak view.
Okay.
He might take like, a month to get out there, but that's quick enough. That's probably a one-day job.
Yeah, well, that and the fence around, as long as it's down.
We got a fence guy on. America. It's the dumbest name ever. No offense if you're listening. It's not American Fence. It's America Fence. But he's good. I just can't stand the name for the life of me because I always want to say American.
Why isn't it American?
There probably is an
Then
American
that would be
Fence.
just really stupid, especially if it was here. Now, if they're in another state.
It just reminds me of who you say America. George Bush. America. My daughters aren't as smart as they think they was in America. Oh.
Hi,
my name's Dan. Who is it?
He's got a divorce.
There was a guy that moved. I just read this article. Listen to this. He moved a huge tree from his house across the street. The city, it's in California. They came back, they said that was a 180-year-old oak tree that you moved. It ended up dying. He did it right. They did the dirt, the homeowner. It happened to be on an easement that the city owned.
He did it without
He
authority.
just got hit with $600,000 because the tree's dead.
Wait a minute.
California.
California.
$600,000, $585,000.
No,
I swear to God.
Yep, I seen that. That's, yeah.
It was incredible.
Hi, Tom Martino with you. I love helping people, honest to goodness, and if you need help, you need, people to refer you to and all of that, we love doing that. I like, for example, Genesis Total Exteriors. In a time like this, just remember that name, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Now, they do interiors as well. They do baths, kitchens. They do outside siding, gutters, painting, and more. Okay, so listen to this. They do windows. They do all of it. They're home improvement contractors you can trust. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. So let's talk to Chrissy, who held a bit, and I want to get to you. Chrissy, thank you for your patience before. Now, let's talk about this. We were just talking about dead trees and about a California case you won't believe. But anyway, what's going on with your dead tree? And I will mention this California thing in a minute. What's going on?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I called you in the fall and explained that AT&T was putting up a cell tower on our property.
Now, you're not the one that in Weld County, are you?
No.
Okay. All right. So what happened?
This is down in Denver, and it ended up that the cell tower is on an easement. So, I guess.
You're out of luck, right? Right.
Yeah. So they didn't tell us or anything, which was.
Well, wait a minute. Even if it's on an easement, they have an approval process for towers.
Well, I made calls and never could get a hold of anyone. I even called.
They're supposed to write. Listen, they're supposed to write letters to everyone in a radius, and then they're supposed to get input and have a hearing. Really, even if it's on an easement. But here's the other part. Here's the other part. I don't know how other counties do, but I know in Weld County, they're dishonest and they're crooks. So especially Tom, what's his name? Whatever that guy. I have his name written down. What they did up there, they screwed this one subdivision so bad. They altered the addresses in the computer. So They didn't show up, so they didn't have to write the letters. They handed it to the phone company, and I think it was Verizon, and it's Tom Parco, I believe, Weld County. In my opinion, a crook.
He said he sent out a bunch of letters, and it turned out no one got them.
He gave them the address list. But miraculously, when they pulled the address list, none of the names around it were on it. And then he said there was a glitch, but miraculously, after it was approved, all of those names showed up again. It's just crazy. And I'm hoping with cell towers, more and more people aren't doing this. Like you say this one is AT&T, right?
Correct.
And what
it's like one of those, I guess it's a smaller one, you know.
I don't know what the approval process is. There are certain approval processes depending on how tall it is. But let's get to the part that you were calling about. They killed a tree?
So, yeah, you know, it's on the easement, but of course we get to landscape it and take care of it.
Is the tree, hold on, when you say easement, it is your property, but just an easement?
Correct.
Is it a subdivision easement, or is it literally on your lot?
It is, well, there's a street, a sidewalk, and then our lot.
Okay. And the easement is right along the sidewalk?
Correct.
On your lot?
Correct.
How is that even big enough to put a tower?
Well,
they have these really small towers now.
Like when you say a tower.
Unless it's in your yard, then it's not so small.
Well, hold on. How tall is it?
Like the size of a light post.
Okay. And is it that thin?
I would say it's probably an 18-inch, 20-inch diameter.
Yeah, if you could do a photo, it would help us. Because what you're saying is there was a tree also on that easement. But that tree, did you put the tree in?
We put 3 trees in along there, and the tree that...
Like you're allowed to landscape it. You're not allowed to build a structure on it, right?
Correct.
And you landscape it. Here's what they say about easements. You landscape at your peril. Do you know what I mean? I've seen the light post. Mark just showed me one of them. The light post, they should put a light on it for, you know.
Some of them are 5G, some of them are internet. I mean, they're really...
Anyway, Chrissy, what I mean by this is you landscape all of these places at your peril, all of these easements. What that means is you can landscape it and you can take care of it, but they're not responsible for keeping it alive.
Okay, but are they responsible for killing it?
See, that's the other point. Hold on. They have to show due care. They can't be egregiously negligent. Hold on and we'll examine it. Just please hang on.
Shannon's right. Those are the 5G towers in most cases.
What was the question? I'd pay them to put one in my front yard so I could have 5G.
Every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on Talk Radio.
You're gonna have a guy calling you, his name is Spencer, for divorce.
He's married to 4 women.
No. He doesn't have much money.
So we told him it would be 4 times the average cost service.
It's a divorce. He doesn't have much of his money. His wife is divorcing him. She has a lawyer. He has no money, a lawyer, whatever. But I said, don't go through this.
Bigamy. Have you ever dealt with it? What happens? What happens if one wife doesn't know the husband has another wife from another state or something? I mean,
you have to have it annulled.
24/7 gives complete
Or declared invalid if you find out that I just had that case last year. If you find out that he was already married when he married him.
So the second one's annulled.
Yes.
Geez, how does that affect like Social Security, spousal benefits?
You can still get maintenance.
Oh, okay.
You can still go after that, yeah.
Oh, so it's almost the same, but technically you were never married.
And your kids are not considered bastards.
Do they actually get in trouble? Could that husband, like, he broke the law, right?
He did. This lady was trying to get him in trouble, and I don't know if the DA ever did anything about it. It's kind of low on their totem pole.
I would imagine it's next to nothing on their totem pole. Plus jurisdiction, depending on if it was in the same state or...
Yeah.
Is there states where you can have multiple wives, or is that a federal deal?
I don't think so.
I mean, Utah for a while, or maybe that was never legal, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know if they didn't put an amendment in there.
It's awful though, because you just find out your whole marriage is a lie, really.
Oh, I can't imagine.
But there could be some.
There's been people that found out that their spouse had, like 10 other kids all over the place, and women, a lot of those sports guys, they go to different towns all the time. They had no idea.
I say that running back from here.
That is
I didn't realize it was 9. I thought it was 6. I tell you, they can go from state to state. You know how they go.
They never know.
They never know. They go out to a bar, pick up a lady, and it's.
So you probably won't know. You know who Rich Little is?
Mm-hmm, of course.
You do?
Yeah, he's an impersonator.
I'm seeing him next week in Vegas.
Oh,
He's like in his 80s.
Yeah.
And I saw a clip from him from last year, and he still has it.
No, he's very good.
We had Monday night to find a show, and I looked online, I'm like, dang, and tickets were like, I don't know, $40 or $50.
There's an interesting show there now. I don't know if you can get tickets this early, or this late. It's oh God, man, it's something. Let me just look it up.
Well, we've only got 2 nights. I bought my sister tickets to Celine Dion for Christmas/birthday.
Where are you staying?
We're staying at the MGM. And
Abstinent.
but I wanted to see something Monday night, and Rich Little.
It's called Abstinent.
Abstinent.
ABSINTH.
Celine Dion.
Abstinent.
She almost looks like she's anorexic now. I seen her here.
Who?
Celine Dion. She's the one that sang Titanic.
Yeah. She's got a beautiful, beautiful voice.
We're going back to Vegas in 4th of July. Oh, you want to know a great steakhouse that has the pricing? The pricing is unbelievable, but it is top notch. It's inside the California. There's a California hotel downtown. It is Shanahan's or Del Frisco's at a quarter of the price.
Really?
Yep. Now, it's a little strange, and here's what I mean by this. It's all Hawaiians. You will be the only white people in there. It is literally all Hawaiians. But, man, we go there every single time at least once. The service is great. The food is great.
So call now at
They got the 778 prime rib.
No, it's not that. It's not cheap like that. But like a big ass porterhouse or a bone-in ribeye is probably $35 compared to $70.
Well, that one up in Blackhawk was pretty cheap.
That was pretty good. They're French
How'd you like Xanadu?
But I
Xanadu was, it was okay. I mean, they're all very similar. My favorite one was
This report is sponsored by Napa Auto.
the Michael Jackson one. Cirque Soleil Michael Jackson. They also have a,
in Vegas.
yeah. Where are you talking?
Oh, I was talking your shows out here.
Oh, Xanadu. No. We didn't see it. We gave the tickets to friends. We had, it was our daughter's birthday.
Yeah, what else did you see?
That's the
Did
skating
you
one.
see Hello Dolly? Did that come with yours?
Hello Dolly, I wanted to hang myself and then cut my head off after I was dead. It was the worst show I ever saw. It's just too old for me. I just didn't like the setting. I didn't like any of it. No, that was the worst one I saw.
So you're not a big splash fan.
Did not like it. My favorite is the suicide one.
Do I have a spot? Do I have a spot right now coming up in the headline? Yes. Okay.
And then
yeah. No, I just walked in.
The Mormon one, Book of Mormon, probably my favorite show ever.
We really should get tickets for in Parker. They're doing the full Monty this summer. And that's
I'd love to see full Monty.
That's hysterical.
Just get them. We'll go.
Okay. I'll look up
Just email Suzanne that we're in town.
I'll look up some dates right now.
I like that little theater.
That's a beautiful theater.
Ramos wants to come on. Let's give him a chance. If he wants
No,
to.
it is. It really is. When you said Xanadu, there's a circus, one of those circus shows in Vegas.
We can make the break shorter.
Oh, it's called Zoomanity. Zoomanity. And it's, have you been to a circus, what do they call it? Circus Soleil?
I've been to one.
Yeah. So it's them. It's that cast. But it's not really nude, but it's very risque.
Okay.
Which is no big deal, but once you see one of them, they're almost all the same, with the exception, the Michael Jackson one, if you like, the music was awesome, and they have a Beatles.
Okay, guys. Thanks. Revitalized health for optimized hormones. Listen, as we grow older, all of us, every one of us will need to supplement and optimize our hormones for optimum health. Now, if a doctor's always natural, those levels are natural, what they mean is for your age. Well, death is natural for certain ages. It doesn't mean you want it. You should have optimum health, and that means optimizing hormones, really. And they can help you with nutrition and other things, and also cosmetic procedures like thread lifts and microneedling and collagen stuff. It's a wonderful place. I call them because they're three brothers. You know, one runs the office, the other two are the healthcare practitioners, 470 and Ken Carroll. They are nurse practitioners, and they're wonderful people. Here's what you have: thehormonebros.com. Testosterone, estrogen, thyroid, micro needling, and the thread lifts. 720-361-2302. Thehormonebros.com.
All 2018s and 2019s must go during mega markdowns at Lazy Days RV. Shop the nation's top selection of RV brands, like new travel trailers, $99 a month. Lazy Days RV, Denver and Loveland, 20% down plus tax, title, and fees.
Where did Roach go?
630K.
Well, they fired him
No.
years ago.
But why was he fired?
Oh, I don't think they liked anybody working at home making a lot of money.
Plus,
And then Mark Johnson is the next thing to voice, right? Isn't he like that also? Mark, doesn't he have that great voice, Mark Johnson?
Very similar voice, yeah.
Your show.
Is he still here?
No, they fired him.
Martino, the
What's he?
Troubleshooter.
What is he? Oh, he was doing sports.
He was working from home.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK is the number where you can call us to get help, information, referrals, direct help sometimes. Deputy Dan, do you have any cases working at this point? A lot of people ask for open cases and places and things that we've done. So if you have any questions specifically, of course, we can always look in our files. But right now, Dan, what do you got? Anything come to mind?
On that Southwest windows from yesterday.
Southwest Windows, that was an interesting one. They got, what bottom line is, they got paid, and the guy says the job basically sucks.
Yeah, and they did $9,500 worth of work, and they're the ones that cashed the insurance check.
Right. Here's what they did. They endorsed it without, well, no, they didn't forge it, though. They just put it in their bank without getting the mortgage company's endorsement. But really, they didn't forge it. Their bank shouldn't have accepted it. And then the insurance company shouldn't have accepted that when they saw that it wasn't endorsed. Now the mortgage company is asking questions. But here's the real deal. Did they do the work properly or not? Because we're going to let you know.
Yeah, he's got more work to do.
Don't we have inspections, people that will look at it?
He's already had an inspector out there that he signed a contract with to do
it.
So
an inspector that he actually hired.
Yes.
Okay, we need to see that report because it all comes down to that. Did he get the value for what he paid for? 303-713-TALK. Bonnie Shields is with us. And Bonnie is an attorney at law for family law. So if you have any questions regarding family law, custody, support, maintenance, we have a story about a maintenance thing that you're not going to believe. All right? This guy was paying maintenance. How much a month? How much a month was it?
Maybe $1,900.
Yeah. And there was a catch. What do you think it was, folks? $1,800 a month. But there was a period of 6 years, was it? Is 2 years in question? Oh, 2 years, still bad. There's 2 years in question. Why do you think? What would be the problem? Now, doesn't spousal maintenance end when somebody marries?
It ends if they marry or if they die.
How about if they croak?
Or, yeah, die, croak. Generally, it ends.
So 2 years ago, this woman dies. But he still keeps making payments. Who is he making the payments to? What, to her directly or some trust or what?
No, he's paying it into the state.
Why the state?
Because the state collects support and then
all the time.
Over.
Well, when you say
sign up for that, if you sign up for it, you send your payments.
Is
to
that
the
when
state.
you don't trust your spouse basically, and they have to go through the state?
Sometimes, or it's just convenience. You can have it just automatically out of your account. You don't have to think about it. It goes to the state, and then it goes directly to that the person, the ex-spouse, the next day.
But talk about ending a relationship.
Now, how much money?
He didn't even know the girl was dead.
How much money? So he paid $1,800 a month for someone who died. So 24 months, basically, around 24 months of $1,800. So is it hard to get that money? I mean, they're not refusing? The state kept the money, right? Or did they send the check by mail?
I think the state still has the money. I'm working on it now to see it, and it looks like I'm not anticipating problems getting it back.
Yeah, you would think not. I mean, on what planet would it be?
You got to prove they're dead, right?
That's the hardest part, is getting that certified death certificate.
How did he find out? Yeah, how did it come to light to begin with?
He had a family member that ran into one of her family members, and they were just, chit-chatting, and it came up.
Now, what if somebody was getting the check and they sent it to her mail? What if the family member saw the check and cashed it?
That's what I thought.
think, Bonnie,
I think it just goes into an account that they.
Yeah, but I think, Bonnie, there's more to it, because seriously, I mean, they sent it out. Now the person gets the mail. They open it up. They see a check.
It's the registry. Then the registry turns around and sends it.
That's what he just said.
To the spouse, but there's no one there.
Right, but the family will get the mail.
But they may not see it. So I called the registry. And what happened?
And they did say the money's there.
No, they've told him that.
Oh, okay.
I called them just to ask him some other things. They wouldn't talk to me specifically about this person's case. But they told me that people sign up and make different choices. You can sign up that they just put it in this account and you have like a debit card. And I think that's what happened in this case. Is there, and it's an account sitting there with the money, or they can sign up to have it automatically deposited to their bank every month. And I don't think that that's what's happened, but...
Okay. All right. Let's talk, Chrissy. And by the way, I should mention, we have lines open, so you can get right through. First time today with open lines, with all open except for Chrissy. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
I wonder if anybody's ever been so mad over spousal support they off themselves just not to pay it. People make stupid decisions.
Well, spousal support...
Or they quit working, period. I'm done, I'm over, I'm done.
No, know that's happened.
Bonnie will tell you that spousal support is the most contentious, more so than child support, way more so, because a lot of people do have some obligation to their children, even though they say, you'll always hear this, I want receipts, I don't believe, and you're not entitled to them because they're living there, that's incalculable, like what portion of the mortgage, what portion of the lights, and what portion of utilities. You can't say that. I want receipts, I don't think the money's going to them. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if a penny goes to them. They have a right to collect that money. Now, Chrissy, let's talk AT&T on an easement. Here's what we have to determine. Okay, AT&T didn't do it, by the way. The tower was put up by tower people. These tower people go in, and they are contracted to put them up. And it all comes down to this. When you are in an easement, they have no obligation to preserve the life of the landscaping. However, they also can't be negligent and just purposely do crap. Now, if this tree was precisely where engineering said you had to have it, okay, that's different. So how far away is the tree?
There's 3 of them in a row. And the first one right next to the tower.
How far away?
I would say 10 feet.
That's probably root trauma, if anything. It's only 10 feet's pretty far. How big around is the tree?
They're new trees. They were new trees.
Okay, so it doesn't have a root system going that far. I'm wondering what killed it. What do you think killed it?
Well, I think that it was just they put this huge thing in. They put the tower in, but then they put in a big, huge box.
Yeah, it's called the equipment. So listen, they're not self-contained. I don't think. I think it needs some kind of accompanying box. But let's get right down to it. How far is the box from the tree?
Probably 5 feet, because it's right in the middle, right next to it.
What do you think they did wrong?
well, they didn't tell me, first of all, but...
No, I'm asking you, what do you think they did wrong?
Well, I just think that, you know, the communication or lack thereof is
Yeah, I'm not, no, communication didn't kill, listen, Chrissy, communication didn't kill the tree. Now, you might be butthurt because it's there and you don't feel you were consulted, but I'm serious now. If you want help with the tree, I'm trying to drill down to what they did. What did they do? Not lack of communication. What did they do to kill the tree?
Well, I think that they just dug too close to the tree, and with it being new,
that would not be negligent. If their engineering said that they had to put a tree there, and they put normal care. In other words, what I mean by this, you know what I mean. I mean, if somebody comes in to put in a fence or put in something, and they're just like all over the place, their equipment, their stuff, and they're just negligent. They're egregious, you call it. Like, egregious means that a reasonable person would look and say, what the hell are these guys doing? Building a house? You know, but taking care does not mean making sure that everything is alive. It just means normal care for that tower. You have not described one thing to me that would seem egregious. Not one thing. I mean, so it's unfortunate, but they may not owe you anything. Now, this tree, how much did it cost? With planting, how much would the whole thing be worth?
Oh, gosh, maybe $200.
Oh, I thought it was more. That's okay. No. Didn't these guys, did you ask them to replace it?
No, because there's no contact information.
You know,
I can't get a hold of anyone.
I think back to like a cable box. If someone's got to go there and install it on an easement and they dig up your lawnscaping or kill your sod, too bad, so sad. You agree to that when you move it.
It is, unless they were negligent in some way. So I don't think at 200, Chrissy, bottom line, it's not worth pursuing. It really isn't. Daph has some kind of an update on Jeffco Schools. We had a bus problem. We're going to get to her. And we'll recap what that bus problem was. We have Bonnie Shields here. You want some help? Free advice here? She's going to talk about divorce, support, child care, all of that. You know, what is spousal maintenance and when does it become ridiculous? There's a such thing as contractual maintenance, too. If you have any questions, 303-713-TALK. We have lines wide open, 713-8255.
This report is sponsored by White Castle.
Look at the size of that tree, bro.
There's a mic on. There's a mic on somewhere.
Delays downtown on I-25 northbound flow from Alameda.
They actually
what
did
mic
it
was on
properly, too. I bet it cost them $100 grand to try to remove it and remove it.
Wow, it's a big tree.
Oh,
recap right now.
It says, listen to this, 2,300 cubic meters of dirt.
What is the state saying, that they shouldn't have tried to move it?
What's that?
The state's saying they shouldn't have tried to move it?
The state's saying it wasn't yours to move, and you killed it. It's 180 years old.
It wasn't on their property?
It was on a, it says
well, then it should pay for it.
Well, okay, so it was on their property, but once again, this is California. So it was actually under the Sonoma Land Trust stewardship. Where else can you buy something that you don't? They tell you, hey, you can't touch your own tree.
Why did you have those old broken down window wells with that corrugated
California, best place that moved out.
Rotting away, or you just
I could have never. I can't believe you lived there.
Well, because it was an oil field.
Oh my God, Dan! You know what? I totally now. I just look at you different. You were a Californian.
3 years in the service.
Well,
9 years in the
3 years in the service, I won't argue with. But living there on your own.
0626
I did.
I can't wait to tell Ted. I might email Ted right now. No, Ted. Liberal Ted.
Then listen to this.
Does Al want to do it? We lived there.
He never answered me.
Which contains educational videos and a step-by-step report that will show you how to earn government-secured returns up to 18%.
Do I have Al coming up?
Yeah, Reagan.
Who do I have present?
Reagan came from there.
So if you
it was conservative state.
without swinging a hammer or being a landlord, Then text
And then when I left, they said, Dan's gone, let's go liberal.
to get your free tax lien flip kit and get ready to learn how to flip.
Now
tax
we
liens
have,
and
hold on,
corporate
another,
as well
listen,
as
we have another, I
prices
thought,
for big
another
profits.
shooting I heard.
Where?
No, it's a kid who was shot.
Right now to get your
Oh, did you see this wacko? Look at that fucking hairdo, man. I'll tell you, a kid walks into public school with that hairdo, they shouldn't even let him in.
He was shot and killed near his house. It wasn't in a school, just so you know.
But what was it?
It's a Cherokee Trail High School student shot, killed near his Centennial home.
God, that's just weird. Like
That hair reminds me of those.
I mean, like someone just took a pot shot at him, or who knows?
They have another kid in custody.
Okay, guys, quiet. 15 seconds, not quiet yet.
Why did they allow? They should have a dress code.
Uniforms.
Uniforms, I think, would be very smart. Then there's no getting picked on for being poor or any of that shit.
All right, got it. Pro Auto Care, get your nanny on. That means if you want to be part of the Pro Auto system, you just go there and get a repair or maintenance done. Then for 36,000 miles, you get free roadside assistance. Free. Plus, you get a guarantee on what you had done, and that's every repair and every maintenance thing comes with 36,000 miles of protection. So you're virtually always in the system. Plus, they do something else. They also keep track of your VIN number in the system, and you get to get notifications whenever something is due. It's a wonderful thing. Pro Auto Care, 303 Pro Auto.
Hey, this one guy's moving to Texas, he's using Frank Duran, and he wants to sell his tow truck.
Tackle the liberal left. Weekday mornings 5 to 10.
Who do you know, would your buddy sell?
I missed you. Say it again.
This guy here, this email here.
Yes.
Moving to Texas, Frank
Yes.
Duran selling his house,
Yes.
and he needs to sell his tow truck. Would your buddy and stuff be interested in that?
Hi, Tom Martino here.
303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Steve has a question for Bonnie Shields, attorney at law for family law. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on, Steve? Steve, what's happening, Steve?
I'm sorry, hello?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Okay, I did a do-your-own divorce when I got divorced. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the basically, we were in agreement on everything.
Okay.
And so as far as like kids and property and all that, it was fine. But the one thing I didn't get done, and I probably just put it off and blew it off, and was a domestic relations order relative to a pension. And
oh, that's called a QDRO or something like that, a qualified domestic.
Well, QDRO.
Yeah. That's where, for those listening, that's where you have a qualified plan, and a withdrawal would penalize you, except with a QDRO, which allows you to make a transfer to the other spouse, and it's still considered an approved distribution. Okay, so what's happening? You didn't do it. You didn't do it.
Well, it was supposed to be done, and yeah, frankly, divorce, kids.
Right, I understand.
And I blew it up. But anyhow, the way it was written in the divorce was pretty simple. It was like she gets half the difference between the.
So anyway, so why don't you do it now? Bonnie, there's no requirement to be done at a certain time unless it's in the.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm agreeing to that. Well, what my wife is doing is, I think she's kind of, my ex anyway, it's holding me hostage and saying, I should get half your pension, not half the difference thing.
Well, it depends on how it reads, bro.
Well, I know how it reads, but it seems like I don't know if there's any option for me to, like, make her go into court and say, all right, here's what it is, and then agree to the domestic relations order.
Okay, Steve, hold on. You guys did this yourself, right? So now you wrote it. Is that right? You guys wrote it up?
Yep.
Okay.
So what does it say she gets?
That's what I want to ask. What exactly, not from your recollection, what exactly does the QDRO say?
No, there was never
He hasn't had that done yet. What does your divorce agreement say?
That had to be done. Okay, the divorce agreement says she'll be attached to my pension for half of the difference between mine and hers.
What does that doesn't mean any? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
Okay, so, if his pension is higher than hers, then she gets half the difference.
Are you talking
they
a pension?
Both have pensions.
Is this a pension or a 401k?
Steve, what is this?
It's a pension.
From where? From where, Steve?
from the Denver Post.
Okay, hold on. Are you both work there and have a separate pension?
No. We worked different places. There was values put down in the in the divorce stuff.
Does she have a pension of her own, Steve?
No, she left that company and then just took whatever the payout was.
Then I don't understand any part of this. So when you say...
Okay, so here, I wrote up a Qdro. I gave it to her for what
Steve, that doesn't matter. Steve, see, you're talking too much. Here's why. I know exactly what you're saying, but you don't get to write it up on what you think. It's got to be interpreted from the divorce agreement. And if the divorce agreement is ambiguous, you have a problem.
Right.
So, I'm asking again, explain what you meant by the wording in the divorce agreement. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Okay, mine was worth more than hers.
What you said, she didn't have one of her own.
No, she had one of her own at the time. Now she doesn't.
Okay, the one she had on her own. When I asked you, does she have a pension of her own, you said no. How long ago was this divorce?
Like 18 years ago.
Oh, my God. This is truly... Hold on. Now I understand. Now I understand why you're answering the way you are. I understand.
She just wants half of my pension now.
Steve, Steve, let me say this. Here's what I think that you're saying. I think you're saying she was supposed to get half of the pension at the time.
No, half of the difference.
Well, or the difference. Whatever that number is, you've still been working there, and therefore your pension has grown. When you
go back in time.
Yes, you're going to need to pay a person that does these Qdros, and you can call me in my office. I'll give you the name of the best person I know of. It's going to cost you.
Here's the deal. But here's the thing too. What if she just says no? I don't agree.
You have to go to court.
Well, no. Here's what will happen. This person will draft it up, and it will be drafted as of the date of the decree.
Right.
She will get what she was supposed to get then. Okay. And if there's been any growth on her money, she's going to get that growth on her money.
But how do you project that? Here, Bonnie, before you say anything, I understand going back to a date in time. We go back to the day that was signed. Okay, yours, let's say, was worth $150. Hers was worth $100. I'm just using numbers. Hold on. That means she gets $25 at that time. Now you have to calculate that $25 over 18 years of growth. Did you know that? You don't just go back in time and grant her half of what the difference was at that time. You must calculate what she lost by not having that money for 18 years.
And it's probably just going to be a percentage. So she gets half of so many years of service while you were married. And the person that drafts these, they'll draft it like that.
Their agreement wasn't to get half. Their agreement was to get half of the difference.
Right, half the difference.
That is easy. There's nothing to calculate except
still,
the date of value.
What I'm saying is still, when it's calculated now, it's not going to give her any part of any more money that he's contributed.
Well, I know that.
That's what he's worried about. And it just won't do that.
But he's wondering, how does he make her see that? It's easy, Steve.
So you have a professional draft it. And then if you guys don't both sign off on it, you submit it to the court. The court will give her 21 days or so to object to it and explain why. If she doesn't, the court will sign it. You'll have a signed Qdro, and you'll send it to the Denver Post, and they'll implement it.
Steve, here's what I need to know. What was your pension worth at the date of your divorce, of the signing of that thing?
Okay, $15,000.
Okay, and what was hers worth?
$5,000.
So she would be due $5,000, half of the difference. Hello? Is it that long for you to do that math? She had 15, you had 15, she had 5. There's a $10,000 difference. She's due 5, right?
Right.
Okay, so now that means $5,000 over 18 years of not having it. What would her return have been? You need someone to financially project that in an expert way. It could be that you could say, well, it would be no growth. But I think there is going to be a value of money. And when you add that up, let's just say it's going to be what, Mark? What, on $5,000? In a qualified plan, it's tax-free. I mean, there's a lot to consider. So you may owe her an additional $3,000.
Right, I
or more.
I would be fine with that, but And I think Bonnie answered my question.
Right,
I
she did.
To take that to the court, and if she doesn't respond to it,
right,
then she'll be forced to respond to it.
Steve, you have no business drafting that document. You have no business drafting that document. Probably 98% of divorce attorneys do not draft Kudros. We pay someone to do them.
But, Bonnie, I think...
It's imperative that it's drafted properly.
You're right. The Kudro has to be drafted properly.
It's for $750. Do not draft this document yourself.
Yeah, the Kudro is a complicated document the way it's written, because if not, you're ending up with penalties.
And these guys that do them, too, they answer all the questions you want. It's included. It's a flat fee. It's a heck of a deal. Don't draft this yourself.
All right. So I hope we answered that. 303-713-TALK. Dave also has a question for Bonnie. And then Rich has something on unemployment. Daphne has an update on school buses for Jefferson County that were carrying autistic children. No air conditioning right after this.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW. An iHeart radio station. With Russ Kaminsky Mornings. Sean Hannity.
Did they get fired?
Well, I haven't heard back from him. It was, I think he has
for a fourth straight session as the U.S. prepares to raise import duties on $200 billion of Chinese
I think to keep his job, he needed to not talk to
25%, setting hours ticking toward a midnight deal. President Trump
I don't
saying,
have his name.
Did he call in, though, to the show? He was on the air.
Us driver called him. Yeah. I don't have his name.
I think I remember.
But I had a note, I wrote a note on my May calendar to call and make sure that Jeff Coe was
China's
coming
threatening to
through.
retaliate against the U.S. if the White House goes along with the plan for a sharp increase in tariffs against the world's second largest
what we need to
economy.
do is,
And Delta Airlines
if
is
you need,
sending out
you know,
free Wi-Fi service
you need
for
blue
its
jeans, go
Air
out there. I know you may not
domestic
be one of
flights
the things.
for
Seriously, man, blue jeans will shoot up.
When you have a lead like I did,
All of them, not just Levi's. Most denim comes out of China.
Why not we do one line for ourselves and then do the rest? At least give other clients a chance.
To you.
Yeah, the only problem with Ideal is I don't have a 60 back.
Oh, you said that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on.
But now, there is a quick and easy-to-use solution.
And there is no way in hell I'm here tomorrow.
The #1 selling anti-snoring medicine in the U.S.
Thank you, Snow.
Yeah, I gotta go do a bull remote after the show tomorrow. That's annoying.
Every night a better night for both of you. Spray or tablets are available today at Rite Aid.
I'm going to go to Sam's and buy all the Levi's I can every size.
Why?
I'm going to start selling them.
Why?
Because denim's going to go up.
Right now, stalling action.
Chinese tariffs. A pair of Levi's is going to be $50.
So if you got somewhere to go now, it's a pretty good time to get there.
Tommy, he's embarrassing. He has jeans he's bought, he's never taken tags off. That's usually a girl thing.
No, I'm stocking up for the Chinese denim.
Marky Mark in the fancy pants. He's kind of a girl like that. I'm like, you have all these jeans. She just. Are they different sizes? No, they're all the same size. What size he wears? It just way fluctuates.
What are you talking about?
All those jeans you bought at Costco.
And I like them. Don't touch my jeans.
Here you go, 15 away Ideal.
We'll see who's laughing when the Chinese tariff crisis hits and no one can get denim. And people are knocking down my door to buy my jeans.
Quality Napa brakes and participating Napa Auto Parts stores and Napa Auto Care Centers. Exclusions apply.
I just think we should spread it around, bro. I want to talk about Ideal Home Loans because I truly believe that Ideal Home Loans is the best option for you when you're looking to refi or purchase money loan for a number of reasons. The primary reason is that you get options. For example, you get to pick your own term. It doesn't have to be 30. It doesn't have to be 15. It can be any amount of time you want, and you still get the low interest rate. That's the point. Now, if you want to go to 30, you can. Here's the other thing, credit optimization. They will optimize your credit to get you even better pricing. It's done in the background, and it's easy, and it's fast. Yes, you're approved, but they go a step further. They also have, of course, the interest rate guarantee. Bar none, man. If you refinance or buy, when rates go down, you get free refinancing every time. Well, for 2 years, that is. And then you do it again, you get another 2 years. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. Okay, what do I have here for you? I am showing Ideal has 7 60s I've done for next gen. And no 30s.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
I'm really shocked. I mean, he takes a really tight inventory and gives me a sheet. We keep in touch.
Is it called something different besides Ideal Home Loan?
I don't know. I mean, wherever Next Gen lives are kept, live lives. I mean, we'll ask Grant tomorrow. Suzanne, please remind me to ask Grant about that because that's important.
If he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spots, all under 32 seconds.
That's weird. I've never done a 30 ever. They're recorded 30s. I've never done a live for Ideal 60 on a 30 ever. So I don't even understand that. We got to talk.
Has pioneered new orthodontics
Check
for
with Grant.
adults. Straighten out your teeth. Widen
I made a note.
Take care of jaw alignment. Help you with TMJ. Stop sleep apnea with natural means.
I'm probably going to hit Sam's on the way home and grab some more jeans.
You are because you're grabbing water and spoons.
Orthodontics and TMJ.
I'm not grabbing water.
Is the clutch and attorney ball? Is it Frank Ball?
Remember that time you were going to reach? Remember that time, Daphne?
Let's talk about criminal defense. Joe Lazzara. Joseph A. Lazzara is the guy to go to because he has flat rate pricing. You know, a lot of attorneys don't do that. And you know, they go to the bathroom, they're sitting on the throne and think about you, and then they charge you for it. So that doesn't happen here. If you make a phone call, they add 10 minutes to the bill. Now, what happens is he has a flat rate for you, Joe Lazzara, and he will represent you in DUIs and other, you know, either foolish mistakes or life gets in the way mistakes, whatever it is. Joe doesn't judge. What he does is represents you. 2 Z's, 1 R, LazzaraLegal.com, 429-6200. That's 429-6200. Joseph A. Lazzara.
Denver's Talk Stations. Online at jhow.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Hey, Daphne, the guy calls and says these buses are like 97 degrees or more sometimes, and then no air conditioning, carrying autistic children. I'm not even sure if that's an issue. I mean, carrying any child would be a problem. Do all buses have air conditioning or not? Do
No,
you know? Do any of them have it?
They do. In fact, they ordered, I guess, 2, and 1 is specifically assigned now to Firefly Autism.
I guess what I'm
School.
asking is this. The subject of air conditioning on buses in general, he was calling and made a point to say they're autistic children. So I guess what I'm asking is this. Are there no air conditionings anywhere? Should there be air conditioning just for this? What happened?
Well, these children were autistic, but they're nonverbal. So they can't even say, I feel like I'm going to faint, I need some water, they have no verbal skills. And so the bus driver was very concerned because they brought one of those temperature gauges in, and at one point it was 101 degrees.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so he felt that this bus driver felt that he was going to be the voice for them. So he called into the show, and I took it from there. I got a hold of Jefferson County Public Schools, and they have ordered a bus. And I followed through this week to make sure that there was going to be a bus available for these kids going into the hot summer.
But in general, I would like to, for the heck of it, I'm serious, I'd like to see what schools do about buses. I mean, now that this was brought up, I'm thinking, okay, why air conditioning for just this one bus? I mean, shouldn't it be? I mean, how serious is it? Is it serious or not? I've never even thought about it before.
The other piece of this is this drive is from Denver at about I-25 in Yale all the way to Arvada. That's how long this trip was. So
maybe
I think
that's
the
part
length of the trip has something to do with it, but I will check into that for you.
And then the other thing I'd like to know in general, I mean, school buses in general, seat belts. I know that they don't wear seat belts. Now, I guess no bus does, though, when you think about it.
I don't think like RTD. I don't know.
No, I don't think any of them have seat belts. I guess they're not needed, or what they figure it's so big it won't matter. I don't know.
128 kids are killed a year in school buses.
128 kids. See, think about that.
But
more
would kids
they
still die if they had seatbelts on? I mean, what does that mean?
But listen to this. I know we talk about school shootings, and God knows they are tragic. They are terrible. But we have more children who die in school bus accidents, and that's directly related to school, and teen suicides, not directly necessarily related to school, but we seem to put more emphasis on preventing school shootings, and we must, of course, we must address that. But I don't think we put a lot of emphasis on school suicides. Or not schools, you know what I mean, students, young people. I don't hear a lot of hoopla about that. Dave has a question for Bonnie Shields.
Hi, I like that old cliche, I've never been through a divorce, but I know plenty of people who have.
Yes.
So I know it's a little bit more complicated. My son is currently going through that right now.
Okay.
And I've directed him and said, you know, you really need to get a hold of an attorney, this and that.
Well,
no,
is she,
no,
hold
no,
on, is she represented?
No, neither one of them is.
Okay,
They're
listen,
trying to handle this on their own.
Can I let me just explain this. If there are people who want to handle it on their own, that's a good idea. Okay. If they can come to agreement on major points, they should then hire an attorney, a transactional attorney, to write it up. Bonnie, can you do that?
I can. Technically, I'm still representing one person.
No, you're not if you're a mediator.
Well,
can they come to you with a half...
Mediators aren't supposed to draft separation agreements.
I thought they did. Wait a minute.
There's some... I just went to a class on it recently, and some things were pointed out. So...
Bonnie, I know some famous mediators that write up the agreements.
Right, but they're not representing either one of you. They're just in a mediation role.
Right.
Right. What I'm saying is that if two people come to me, I can't represent both. I could work as a mediator.
Here's what I'm saying. The way you would pose it is this. Here's how I would do it. Because it's happened. And it happened to me personally. You come up with an agreement already. You already have an agreement, kind of. This is what we're going to do with this. This is what we're going to do that. You go to mediation, and she says, okay, what are we going to do? And you say to them, you say to the mediator, well, we've come up with this plan. Okay, have you thought about this, that, and that? And then you add to it. But why couldn't you do that? And then write it all up. In other words, what you're doing is you're coming in half mediated. And then you do the other half.
Right. Yes, you can do that. I'm just saying there's some rules you have to, the attorney has to be careful about. But if they can come up with their own agreement and they don't need advice, then and they just want to pay somebody to write it, you can do that.
But then also mediators do give advice in this way. Like, I do not believe the courts will let that go through. That's advice, right?
Yes, but it's not advice for one person. But it's in general, the judges these days tend to do blah, 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 blah.
Right, that's right.
That's where they're paying for your experience.
Exactly.
Because you know and they don't.
But you don't say to the person, I think that would be unwise for you to do, and it'll make you look bad. You don't say that.
Right.
That's advice.
Or I think that you should pay a little bit more in maintenance, or I think...
Right. That's advocating for one or the other.
Exactly.
Okay. But you can say, in cases like this, I have seen judges order way more maintenance in this situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, I would recommend, Dave, that they at least employ a mediator to at least finish the thing up, and there would be nothing wrong with that.
Well, would the mediator then be qualified to do what you guys were just talking about, which is the pension? This is what I was trying to tell my son.
Oh, the Kudrow. No.
Yes.
No, they have to.
See, so
they
that's what I'm
almost
saying.
every
Can you do that
mediator.
on your own?
Almost every mediator will advise you to get a Kudrow and to get a Kudrow attorney to do it.
So then why not just go to a divorce attorney then? Wouldn't it be better just
Well, the divorce attorney is going to hire out somebody to draft the Kudrow as well.
Right. Here's the problem with the Kudrow, okay? It's a separate entity all of itself that's incorporated into the divorce agreement. For example, it says, a pension will be distributed according to Kudrow, see Amendment A or something. And then Amendment A will be the Kudrow who someone else drafted. Your son will pay way more. I'm not saying he shouldn't. If he wants an attorney, hire one. But your son will pay way more with an attorney and her having an attorney plus having a Kudrow. If they know pretty much what they want to do, they can go before a mediator and tell a mediator. The mediator will draft this agreement and then refer you to a Kudrow attorney.
Okay.
I mean, why not? If they're not hostile, right?
No. No.
And the Kudrow generally comes after the divorce is final?
Not the agreement, the actual execution.
You can agree what's going to happen, but it doesn't get executed and it doesn't get drafted up usually. You can have somebody drafted up midway, but unless you've got a strange plan, you can just do it after the divorce is final. And those are just a flat fee. You don't want to ever draft those yourself.
So were they planning to do the whole dang thing without attorneys?
Yes.
They're going to have a big problem. You know, here's why. Here's what happens. Even though they're both in agreement now, let's say 5 years down the road, he wins the lottery. Then she has a boyfriend, and the boyfriend or husband says, you know what? My friend says that this agreement didn't take into consideration this, this, and this. We could technically get it thrown out, and then we could maybe get some of that lottery money. Even though there's not a chance in hell maybe, guess what? Your son's in court spending all kinds of money. So that's the problem. It's not so much you can't do it, it's that it leaves yourself open. With an attorney or a mediator, you know, a judge will say to them, you understand this is non-modifiable, if it is, by the way, or you understand this, this, and this, and you say before a judge, I do understand. And then it's signed, and it's usually pretty damn strong. So thanks for calling. You may be saving your son a lot of money. Rich, I know you've been waiting a while. This unemployment thing, what's going on? Does it have to do with unemployment?
Okay, so here's what happened. 2015, I went on unemployment for 2 months.
Yes.
And then in 2017, I got a deal that said that I was fraudulent.
Yeah.
And they paid me $7,400.
Yeah, that happens.
And I said,
people get challenged. When you went on unemployment, how long were you on unemployment?
2 months. And I collected the max that I could get.
How much was that?
Well, it was what, $480 a week?
Well, I mean, do you remember the full amount or not?
No, I don't. So what happened was, so then 2017, the end of 2017, they said I was.
It's only 2 months, right? You're talking about
only 2 months.
$1,000 tops.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So then they say now that when I did this, and they challenged me on it, and I told them I wanted an accounting of where they put it, right?
Of where they put what?
The actual money they were putting into the accounts.
Well, I don't even know what you're saying. You only collected 2 months.
So,
what do you want an accounting of?
I wanted an accounting of where the money was put in because I went to direct deposit into my accounts.
The 2 payments.
Yeah.
They're claiming. Let me hold on a sec. Are they claiming you got more than 2 payments?
Yes.
Okay.
They're
claiming that they got
$7,500.
They're claiming you got $7,500. You're claiming you got $1,000, and you're saying if you gave me $5,400 more, or excuse me, $6,400 more, where did it go?
Where did it go? They're telling me it went on a card. I said, show me where that card is.
Right. You have a right to do that. That's part of your deal.
Okay. So I sent in all my paperwork in 2017, never heard anything. Right now, they seized all of my tax returns.
Of course they did. How much did that come to?
Right now, it's $2,500.
Listen, you need to get an attorney, unfortunately. I mean, or at least go to somebody at the state. It doesn't have to be adversarial. I mean, the math is math. If they gave you $6,400, you have to do more than say, show me where it is. You have to have a hearing officer order them to do that.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what I'm after.
In other words,
when
you go to a hearing, I would be represented. But if you're not, I mean, here's what I would do. I'd go before the hearing judge and say, look, judge, I got $1,000. Here are the deposit slips. If I got $6,400, shouldn't they have to show me where I got it? And I mean, that's what I would do.
This report is.
I wonder if he did get it.
Or he got scammed. And someone said
there's a mic on, there's a mic on, there's a mic on.
Why did he go from going into the bank to going on a card?
But we have to ride him.
Central Park and Property. Right. So that ramp northbound 225 to westbound I-70, a little stop.
That'll
Stealing clothes?
Unfortunately, not mine. I seem to be fucking bulletproof.
No, I mean, if somebody said something stupid.
Yeah. Throughout the rest of today,
we'd have to
Hell,
tell
I
them
hit you with a cart once and I was still, remember you went and got Barenfeld to try to fire me? And Dave said, Tom, we're not firing Shannon.
What was that about?
You wouldn't go to break, so I threw a cart at you, hit you in the head.
Hey, Hal.
Oh, really? When was this?
At the old building.
I don't remember it. Well, at the old building, I would have fucking come unglued on you.
You did. It was great.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you remember when I came unglued on a few people?
It was awesome.
Remember Scott Hazard?
Oh, the
I threw a typewriter at him.
What does it mean to be honest?
Remember he'd come in bloody every Monday from getting in bar fights?
God almighty.
Members.
That happens.
The way he looked at one of my interns and said something really crass. And at that time, you know, there was no Me Too or nobody cared, but I did. And so I took up a typewriter, bam, across the room. It was so epic.
Did he cry like a baby?
No, he started coming at me. I said, okay, good. And I started going after him, and they broke us up. I was crazy, man. I swear.
It was
Well,
a
him and David
brouhaha.
Blake could fight in the hallway too.
I know. I
Do
was
you guys have
crazy.
vets on your list?
No, we do not have a vet.
20 away Fuller Law.
God damn, I got to put that.
We've got a great vet, though. Where do you live?
We're out. It's like Colorado Boulevard and Super 7. Right
So,
now.
but I want to know. But no, I want to know about the 30s. He doesn't have those down as net. Are they live?
Next time I go somewhere on Parker Road.
How many?
Next time I need something like a teeth cleaning.
Hey, John Fuller, Fuller Law.
Criminal defense attorney, flat rates. I'm not talking about John Fuller. I was talking about Joe Lazzara. Now I'm talking about John Fuller, personal injury attorney. No, he doesn't have a flat rate. Here's what he has, though. He has what most attorneys do, contingency.
That means he has to win and collect for you to pay him a small percentage. Now, people must say, oh, that's great, and they don't tend to shop when there is a contingency because they figure, hey, I have nothing to lose, but you have a lot to lose. So you don't have to shop around. Even though you don't pay these attorneys up front, it's very important you pick the right one. John Fuller has proven himself to me and our staff. 303-597-4500. If you're in an accident, first of all, you can call for free advice. Call him and ask him what to do. He will give you advice to make sure you don't make the big mistakes. And if you don't need an attorney, he'll tell you. But if he does represent you again, you will be making a great choice for a guy that will give you full dedication. 303-597-4500. He's on the referral list, Fuller Law.
Look at the size of that ship they snagged.
A ship?
Yeah, we just grabbed a North Korean ship. It's huge. Look at that thing.
You should see oil tank.
Where do you put that?
Yeah, can I ask something? Why hasn't?
Look,
When I started hiring him,
it breaks on me all the time.
Why hasn't?
And they always say, it never breaks on Tom.
May I ask this? Why hasn't the CIA gone in and just liquidated this guy?
Oh, it's pretty
It's against
hard.
the law.
Well, yeah, but
No, seriously. No, when I say against the law, we passed
yeah, you're not
a
supposed
law
to.
way back when and stuff in the United States.
I'd go further than that. Getting someone that.
Come on.
We don't even know when this guy moves or where he sleeps, man.
Oh, you can get 'em. I mean, I didn't
I
go
don't
after Ayatollahs and.
I don't agree with that.
I mean, really, seriously, it would be a big deal.
He is more elusive
How
than
would they
anybody
know?
in the world. I believe.
Assassination, big deal.
Do you think we've ever done it in the past?
Oh, we've done it in the past, but they also passed a law. When did they do that?
Well, it was more of a treaty. Everybody
But don't you
agreed.
think there are black ops that no one knows about in the intelligence
Well,
world?
you could say like.
Bin
what's his
Laden,
name?
but he wasn't a president. Somewhere.
So wait, the
Yeah,
law
how do they
said,
discern? Because in Bin Laden's own mind.
no, he wasn't officially anything.
But he was a criminal.
Here's what I want to know.
No, but
okay?
that's exactly.
And they didn't go to kill him, Mark. They went to arrest him. I swear to God. Didn't they go to arrest him?
I don't think so. I think they.
Are you one of the unfortunate homeowners?
They even dumped his body in the ocean, man, because they didn't want people showing up where he was buried.
Sorry. If you had gone to buy and build at 4800 Washington Street in Denver, you would have saved a ton on cabinets, countertops,
Mark,
flooring,
I mean,
all
Dan,
kinds, tubs, sinks,
there's an
toilets,
actual law that
spas,
says we're not allowed to
lighting, and
assassinate.
more.
I think it's more of a treaty with other countries, though.
10 times cheaper than anywhere else. Buy and build. 4800
I know how to spell
Washington Street. 303-298-22 or buyandbuild.net.
We killed Hussein.
It is for.
Cracker Jack mudjacking is the place that I used just a few days ago. What a great job. I mean, I did not think I'd be able to get this done. I thought I had to go and get this whole dang thing replaced. But Cracker Jack mudjacking came and did it, and they did it for $1,500. Now listen, this is their regular pricing. They didn't give me a special deal. and to replace it would have been $10,000 to $12,000 or more. Can you believe this? I love it. CrackerjackMudjacking.com. It all comes down to this. Check with them. Free estimates, okay? Just check with them first. You have nothing to lose. CrackerjackMudjacking.com.
Ask Alexa to play
Those foreign leaders, you know, so that's why they got by
You can hear
songs in line, he was not a leader.
Weekdays 1 to 4.
Getting 630 KPOW from iHeartRadio.
If Denver's talking about it, you'll hear it on 630
Oh,
ApprovalReverse.com. The other day we had Joan Sullivan in, and people said, who was that woman? I like her. I want to know about reverse mortgages. And Mary Jane was here too. ApprovalReverse.com. If you're looking for a reverse loan, they will tell you how to qualify and what it's all about and be honest with you about it. So if it's not applicable, they'll let you know. But it's a great tool in your retirement. ApprovalReverse.com. Rob has a question for Bonnie Shields. Bonnie? Rob? Go ahead, Rob.
Hi, Bonnie. I have a question about child support. I have full custody of my daughter. The mother has cancer and isn't paying child support.
Wait, Rob. Was she ordered to pay child support?
Yes.
Okay.
It's about $40,000 in the arrears.
Okay. How much a month was she paying?
$500. The Family Support Registry was in charge of everything, but since she had cancer now, they have dropped the case.
How bad is it? Still keep track of it, but you're saying they're not pursuing her like on contempt or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But how is she working right now?
No.
Okay.
Well, and I don't know if I don't know if I would be eligible to get social SSI, you know, and rather than from her or.
Well, Rob, I want to ask a few questions. Okay, how long is she not paid?
About 8 years.
Yeah, well, that's what I want to know. Because it sounded like a lot of money, $40,000 in the rears. When she stopped paying, did she have cancer at that time?
No, she just didn't.
How long has she had a diagnosis of cancer?
As far as I know, maybe a year.
Has she been incapacitated?
Well, I mean, we don't talk, so I don't know.
Well, here's the deal. That's unfortunate. You, and I mean you, let it go too long because you should never have let it go on this long.
If she has assets, Bonnie, like, I don't know, any assets, when she dies and it goes to
it's an automatic, it's an automatic judgment already, right?
It is, and so
it's an automatic.
If there's an asset, you could put a lien on something. I don't know, you know, she's in a position, she may not have anything to do that to.
Does she have anything?
No.
Okay.
And she should be filing to modify the support. Has she filed to modify it?
Yeah, so it's been dropped to $50 a month now.
Okay. Is she paying that?
No. But, I mean, the Family Support Registry was supposed to be going after...
Yeah, but Rob, they're not going to. Let's talk about practicality. The Family Registry should have gone after her years before, but they didn't. That meant you should have done it, and you didn't. So the problem we have is that it got out of hand, and now there's no hope of you getting it. So your original question, do you qualify for public assistance of any kind? Yes, you do. All of it. You know, Medicaid, all of it, depending on your income. So you, Suzanne, let's get him back tomorrow. I'm Tom Martino.
And you can call me at my office.
And you can call Bonnie Shields. By the way, Bonnie Shields, BonnieShieldsLaw.com, 303-798-1927.
Guardians of the Grass. Right. Okay.
Yeah, that was good. It's against several executive orders for doing foreign leaders. It was relaxed.
Yeah, but executive orders can be reversed by the next president.
You're right. But it was relaxed in 1998.
But is there a law? Is there a law?
Well, executive order is the law until someone changes
it. Right, that's right. So Trump could say, you know what, we're going to go after it.
Yes.
Could he in private? Hold on. Could he in private change it?
Oh, in that place?
Good
You'll
question.
like tennis too.
Mark or Dan, how far can a president go with an executive order? When does it become, wait a minute, you got to go through Congress?
Well, it's hard to say.
Well, what exactly are they allowed to do?
Okay, I'll tell you what. They can't appropriate money. They can't create a new tax.
Can they?
They cannot accrue.
create a new tax. Now we have learned they can move money from one bin to another, but they can't create a new tax. I don't know, man. They do all kinds of shit with executive orders.
Hello, good job there.
And executive
privilege.
And executive orders can be illegal.
Illegal. Good job, sister.
Okay.
But I